Welcome back. This is the secondary campaign for Dapper DnD. It's going to be in the Wildemount setting. Our adventurers are up in the frigid north of the continent in Palebank Village, where they were attending a funeral for Urgon Wenth, a dwarf who had recently came back from the islands of Islecross. When he'd been overcome with some sort of disease that was, causing him to physically move slower. His veins were growing more and more blue, eventually kind of glowing. And then one day they found he was found just as a ice statue. Um, so while at this funeral, they were approached by the mayor of sorts. Um, he, I'm sorry, Elro is the kind of self-appointed mayor. He's a wood elf, I believe. Yep. And he basically kind of controls the day-to-day interactions with traders and everything like that, going back to Uthadern, which is the parent settlement, I guess, to Palebank Village. Palebank Village was established to be closer to sail to Islecross for relics that have been told to be from an Aorn crash site. Elro asked you guys to look into this. Kind of the rest of the village maybe thought he was going crazy, thinking that this is some sort of serious illness that could be, could maybe spread throughout the village. So they were told a few places that they could go check. They first went to a cabin owned by Tolgi, she's another dwarf that resides in Palebank Village. Upon talking to her, the players found out that she had actually recently stolen some things from Urgon once he returned from Islecross, and she is now infected with this disease. The players got some information out of her and found themselves heading towards Pelk's Curiosities, a shop within the village, and walking up, they noticed that the door was ajar, and Haganar, our half-orc cleric, took it upon himself to kick in the door because, obviously a door ajar can typically mean some bad things. Once he kicks in the door, he sees him and gosh dang it,
Me?
him and Atlas were in front of the door, and they see 5 elf bandits kind of ransacking the shop. And that is where we left off. We got Mara and Proteus stepped off to the side of the building and kind of hid, basically, just in case anything were to happen. And let's start this off with some initiative.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Whew.
Starting this game off good. I got a 5.
Oh.
I'm rocking an 18
All
down
right,
here.
we got in. Okay, I was just about to say, we got anyone 20 or above
20 or above? No.
besides the 18?
That's not a
Okay.
20.
What about? Or I'm sorry. Yeah. Plus America.
16.
19.
16.
6 with the +1. Kick in the door and I'm last to go. That's great.
Taking you a while to take in your surroundings, you know? It's a new place. You gotta think about what you're seeing.
All right. So first up in this initiative order is going to be Atlas. You're new buddy over here, this half orc, kicked in the door, and basically what I described earlier. You see these 5 elven bandits ransacking the place, and at the obvious noise of kicking the door, they all look and see you. What do you do?
How are they lined up?
Uh,
Are they just kind of spread all
can you
about?
not see on the?
No, I think you have that dynamic lighting turned on or whatever. There we go. Ah, I see.
I don't even know what. I didn't even do anything, and he said, "There we go."
Well, whatever you didn't do,
Anyways.
it worked.
Hey, that's all you need.
I think I'm just gonna kind of rock in there and shoot the first guy on my right with my hand crossbow.
You're basically just gonna go up to the corner on the right-hand side of the entryway.
Yeah, wherever I can get like a clean shot on him, just like kind of rock it in there.
Okay. So yeah, go ahead and roll your attack.
That's a 5.
So yeah, I mean, your last encounter with, well, I guess there was no encounter. The last cabin that you guys went to, you basically just stood guard out front, and I guess your nerves got the best of you here. You run in after Haganar kicks the door open, and you aim and you fire, and it just goes wide over their right shoulder and kind of sticks in the wall behind them.
Fuck.
Next up is going to be Proteus. You hear the door get kicked open, and kind of, you see, yeah, you see Atlas rush in, and then I would assume maybe hear a shot go off. Probably not. No, you would just see him rush in.
Okay.
What is Proteus thinking right now?
I think he would look at Mara and kind of say, "Oh, it sounds like they're fighting. Or he's angry. I don't know. I'm gonna go over here and just kind of hide behind, I guess, that bush on the right-hand side."
Well, Proteus, I don't know. It doesn't seem like you've had much battle experience, but on the other side of the door from us, there's actually, I think there's a window. So maybe if you can get to that window, you can keep an eye out for us and maybe help us if anything. If we need help, you might have a better idea.
Good idea.
To be able to see us.
I could do that. Sure. And yeah, he'll be motivated enough to run over towards that window, then across the entryway, sprinting. He would dash.
Dash like 6 feet.
Yes.
So he's just going to, yeah. Sucks that you have to use your action, but I'm not gonna. This is just for, visual aid. I'm not gonna go as far as to move it specifically around, just for anyone that's like, oh man, he moved through the wall. But yeah, so essentially you run around, you use your dash action for the last 6 feet, 5 feet, whatever, and you're posted up at this window. Is there any bonus action type of deals? Actually, so as you look in there, you do see, you can see the 3 elves that are the most left of the 5, I guess. The 2 that are all the way up against, kind of the left side, and then the one towards the back, just from that angle.
Yeah, no, not yet. No, we're good. That's about it.
Okay. All right. Next up, are your even newer friends. The
Get ready for another one-hit KO, baby.
Yeah. These first 2 are going to come up and converge on the only aggressor they see, our friend Atlas here. as they're approaching, they both draw a scimitar, each slashing out at you once for a. Not gonna hit. That's a 7 to hit,
Nah.
and a 13 to hit.
No.
Nope. So okay. I guess yeah. You caught them off guard. They were not expecting any sort of trouble. They were in here just kind of going through, ransacking the place. Obviously looking for something. And the two of these first two elves will come up and they swing. First one you kind of move out of the way. The second one you what kind of weapon do you have again? Remind me.
In my hand, I have a hand crossbow out because that's what I walked in and tried to shoot with. So, I pulled my halberd out, I guess.
Okay, yeah, you parry the second one away with your halberd. I mean, yeah, I'd assume that you're not gonna plan to use that crossbow more than just in the essential the initial turn. But
more
either
than the
way,
hype round.
the one over there on the left kind of came up and they swung and missed, and you parried the second one with your halberd and kind of shoved it away. The back three, the one at the door is kind of just focused on this door. You see up in the top right, they're just fiddling and wiggling this door and trying to get it open. But these other two are going to shoot their light crossbows at you. A 16 to hit on the first one.
Yeah.
And then a 9 to hit on the second. So the first one pulls up their crossbow and it shoots and just gets you right in the shoulder. And it's just, it's not awful. You take 3 points of piercing damage. Meaty part. Not too much.
It's a flesh wound.
Yeah. Second one just shoots and it actually almost hits the second elf that attacked you with their scimitar. Just goes like right over their left shoulder and sticks in the wall in front of them. That's going to do it for these bandits. Next up is Mara.
All right. Question. What's the roof and what are the walls of this building made out of?
It's essentially like a log cabin. I don't know so much about logs, but it's a cabin. It's made out of wood.
Okay, cool. And it'll have like a tile roof or like a thick thatched roof or something.
Yeah, it's got a decent pitch to it, but it's thatch on the top, and the bottom of the roof you'd be able to. It's about 10 feet.
Okay, that won't work. All right.
I was gonna say, let's get reckless.
Well, I was thinking I could just like go through the roof but that won't work. What have I got? All right, Mara is gonna kind of like, she's gonna see if she can make it around to the second window, so like past Proteus into the second window that kind of looks further into the little cabin.
How your movement speed's what 30 still, right? You haven't gotten any bonuses for being a monk yet.
No, I don't. How far is that window? Is that 30-ish feet?
Past him? That you would probably have to dash for. Let me see. Yeah, you'd have to dash. You wouldn't even be able to make it all the way up there.
Okay. What else have we got? I might just come around to the door beside Haganar, and I'll just grab one of my kunai and I'll aim it at the guy that's like right in my line of sight.
Seeing as this is a grid, and in reality you guys would be able to share the space a little better, but yeah, the one that's directly in front of Haganar would be probably the first one you'd see.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna throw and pray. see how that goes. 10.
Unfortunately, that's going to be a miss.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's all right.
So, you run up and throw, and it's actually you don't miss. They just kind of reacted just at the perfect time to kind of shake it away. It doesn't. They're not wearing armor. That's. Yeah, no, it goes wide. Everything's going wide apparently, and just sticking in walls behind it. That's. No, I'm just kidding. But. Yeah. Is there anything else that you'd like to do? You have a bonus action. I'm not sure again what you have at this level as a monk.
I don't think I have a bonus action as a monk. I just have like my 2-weapon fighting, so I'm just gonna take like a ready stance. Like I've got a throwing knife in one hand, another kunai, and I've got my little short sword in my other hand. Just kind of setting myself up because I feel like I'm gonna get absolutely like fucked in this fight.
All right. So yeah, you prepare for some potential melee combat, or really just whatever develops. You're kind of just sitting back and going from there. We got Haganar up next, bringing up the rear.
All right. I am going to walk up to that first one right in front of me, the one that's closest to me, and I am going to cast Inflict Wounds.
That's an attack roll, right? That's not a saving throw. Yeah, that's a touch attack.
Yeah.
Good times.
Natural 20.
Oh, sick.
Well, I swear to God, my hands are up. You can come look.
Nah, I believe you.
Here, actually. Where's it at?
Yeah, no, I can
Right
totally
there.
see that.
Oh yeah,
Right
move it
there.
around.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just rolled again.
Yeah,
Oh,
actually,
yeah.
it's a 20. I promise. See? No, yeah. Go ahead and roll your damage on that.
Okay.
Oh, that's a nasty spell too.
And that is, yes, it is.
So good.
Yes, it is. I saw that and I was like, okay, I don't care what else I have, but I have this. Okay. Oh, terrible. 4, 2, and 2, so 8.
How are we doing crit damage, by the way? Are we doing it the way
Yeah,
that we've always done that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, crits for me
Dice,
have
right?
always been you roll the dice plus the maximum max damage possible.
So if it was like D10 damage, be 10 plus whatever you rolled.
Plus your modifier.
I like that.
Plus your mod. Yep.
Yeah.
So we down with
Oh,
that.
what?
We did doubled when we played, which was sick.
Okay. So my modifier is
That roll
4,
goes
so that was
plus the max.
okay. So the max per one die, because this is 3d10. So is the
No,
max
the
overall
max
damage?
So
Or?
it's
Your max overall damage.
So
Yeah.
So-
Yeah, it's
yeah, so
3d10, and I
3d10.
rolled an 8. A potential
That's 30 damage.
34 damage, and I rolled
Yeah,
an
that's
8.
30
Yeah.
plus
So-
whatever you roll. So
Yeah,
38.
total damage.
Plus
your
my
modifier.
modifier.
I'm rolling with it. Rest
which
of this campaign, this adventure. Rest of me DMing. Really, I like that rule though. But that's damage.
Yeah, the
Holy.
reason we do it that way is because, nothing sucks worse than, let's say you double it and it's like, all right,
Calling
I have
someone.
a D6. All right, a 1. So my nat 20 does 2
Two.
damage. Banger.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair. That's so fucked though. This guy
this
Alright,
dude's
yeah, so-
fucking devastated.
yeah.
Cleric's modifier is wisdom. That would be wisdom, right? That's my modifier for that. Okay, so that's a +4 on top of that. So that's actually 42.
Does that?
Does inflict wounds get a modifier on it?
I don't
so. I
think
think.
Oh, I
so.
thought somebody. No, yeah, it does. Okay.
I said 42 earlier, but I had forgotten about that. So yeah. 38.
Yeah.
Either way. Wait. Oh,
Either way,
he went
yeah,
from
he's just
out of this existence completely to
A few
maybe
molecules
super
left.
dead. Yeah.
Well, thank God for the nat 20, because man, that 8 was gonna make me sad.
So when you do this inflict wounds, it's a touch spell. Like kind of talk me through that. Just what's it look like? Get some flavor for it with your tempet or your
You just you see some so as I'm walking up to him, very very nonchalant, very I don't care about these guys. They're really nothing to me. I mutter some words under my breath, which was actually a prayer to the Stormlord, and you kind of just see sparks kind of coming from my hand, and I put my hand on his forehead, and he just disintegrates. Just yeah.
I'm glad you came up with a thing because I was basically gonna have your dude slide his feet on the ground and build up some static electricity. I'm just kidding. Anyways, yeah. So as you're walking up, you grasp. No, you have a shield, right? Yeah. So your holy symbol's on that shield. So yeah, grasping your shield in your hand, you're walking up and you kind of say a silent prayer to the Stormlord and just come up and basically palm his forehead and just release this electric energy that was building up and just fries the guy. He's charred. It's just maybe some teeth left, I'd say.
I'm gonna pick those up when this fight's over. That's my. I make necklaces out of them and sell them on
So
the yeah.
Oh god.
This all right, we're going back up to the top of the round. It's Atlas. Here you took a little bit of damage, but for the most part was able to avoid a good chunk of the attacks. Now you got 2 elves kind of right up in front of you. Your buddy Haganar is on your side.
I got
And
one
there's
elf
the 3 elves
in
behind the
front of
shelf.
me.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah. Adjacent. You have 2 elves adjacent.
No, I mean,
Did anybody?
didn't the guy just
Yeah.
get disintegrated?
Yeah, roll 20.
Did
It's easier to take a mini off of a map than it is to delete because I forget about it.
Yeah.
I do have a question though. Did anybody happen to like shit their pants when they saw that, or is that a?
My character
I was gonna
literally
say.
just like drew her breath like in massively. She's like, 1 down, 4 to go.
I think Proteus would have actually done like a type shriek,
Just window.
Yeah, at the window. Even if it was loud enough for him to be heard, I don't care. He shrieked.
All right. Yeah. So you still have 2 elves adjacent to you. One's just charred remains.
Yeah.
Teeth. Just teeth from my collection.
I'd say upon having this elf disintegrate in front of him, he'd probably be like, you like lightning, kid? Looks like we've got more in common than I thought. And I'm gonna use my dragon's breath and just lightning beam this dude in front of me. That's a dex saving throw of 12 for him.
Oh, see now I know it's obviously not going to work, but I definitely want to pray to the Stormlord again and kind of put my hand on his shoulder to try to give him a boost of confidence, or maybe some of that static electricity that was left over from the first guy.
Bonus action.
On the floor, like static.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Give him a bonus action.
I make sure I always have my wool socks on. That way, ultimate static action.
You gotta work those Uggs.
So you admiring the work of your pal Haganar, you kind of just take a deep breath and just unleash this current of lightning, and unfortunately the elf is just able to dodge out of the way in time. Got a 13. Oh, that's right. Yeah. So go ahead and roll your damage.
So 10 half to 5.
Okay. All right. Solid. So yeah, he kind of tries to duck underneath it and he singe, a little top portion of his head, and while still standing, he looks frustrated, confused, in pain, just a whole lot of things. 1 minute he was a part of just trying to find something in the store, and now his buddy just got burnt to a crisp, or I guess electrocuted to a crisp, and more lightning. He's like, what is wrong with these people trying to? So following that is going to be Proteus.
Uh, you do well. I mean, seeing a guy just get incinerated and then a man breathe lightning, I think he would
Cry.
just kind of yell out, "You're doing a splendid job in there, Mara. I think you've got this too." And that'll be some bardic inspiration going to Mara.
Okay, and that's D6 at first level, right?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So you have a D6 inspiration die, Mara.
And then I'm gonna say I'm gonna ready an action to I'll pull out my short bow and ready an action to fire an arrow through the window at one of the guys if they start charging anyone.
Okay. The windows are closed though. I mean, they're obviously glass. You can see through them, but they are closed.
All right. Can I use my action to smash a window?
Yeah. Absolutely, no problem. But yeah, so you got which one actually? It doesn't matter. The one right in front of you, the one on the right.
Yeah, the one on
and
the right. Yeah,
right
why
side
not?
of the window. Cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, you got that smashed open, and so that drew a little bit of attention to yourself. The elf that's across the store directly in front of you takes notice.
Wasn't me.
Is that it? Anything else you want to do? Yeah, you can move, I believe, is all you can do now.
I'm just gonna duck. That's about it.
Okay. Okay, yeah. So next up is going to be these bandits. Yeah. This one that's in melee with you guys is gonna attempt to break contact, create some distance. He's just like, man, I wasn't ready for all this, and that's gonna provoke an attack of opportunity from the both of you if you choose to take that.
Oh yeah, I'll take it.
Because he's definitely not gonna want to stand toe to toe with a half orc and a dragonborn. He's gonna take his chances. Get out of there.
Nat 20 again.
Hold on.
Oh my god.
I swear
That
to
is
God, my
awesome.
arms are up. I swear to God.
Yeah, we're all in the same house. You can actually just come beat the shit out of
Yeah.
anyone. We're just social distancing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I mean,
only
we're kind of 6 feet apart. There's just a wall in between us.
just you and me and this brick wall you built between us. That's
So,
only a
from now
12 for
on-
me.
oh, go ahead. From now on,
12
I'm
hit.
going to always roll on this player's handbook right here because 2 nat 20s in a row.
Thank you,
I'm-
Wizards of the Coast.
Right?
You can also find the player's handbook on D&D.
D&D Beyond.
D&D Beyond. Totally not our sponsor yet.
Yeah, we won't stop talking about them and how great they are because I'm running my character sheet on D&D Beyond right now.
You know, I heard D&D Beyond has a great character sheet interface.
You know, if you're a
I
member,
know they have-
if you're a member, you can use their digital dice roller right now, right on your character sheet.
Unlimited characters.
Did you know that they have a hidden button to the side, to the right of quarantine resources? And if you click it, everything will start doing some kind of like disco coloration.
Oh,
That's
that's
cool,
a vibe.
too.
I didn't know
All on
that.
D&D Beyond.
Your story.
All right. So these attacks of opportunity. Haganar, what are you just swinging at him, or
Yeah,
do you have
I'm
any
going
reaction
to.
spells, or
I'm gonna swing my warhammer at him.
so? And then I'm assuming you're swinging your halberd.
Yep.
All right.
Um,
Let's see some
Alright,
damage
1d8
rolls.
plus 1. Oh,
So 9 plus.
Fun.
I rolled a 1.
Okay, so 10 points of damage on that.
Wait. Oh yeah, because never mind. You already got it. Yep. JK.
Mhm.
1d10 plus 3. 4. I also rolled a 1.
All
Oh
right.
man, these natural 20s are saving my ass right now.
That's okay. Between the combined effort of the two of you was it was enough. Haganar kind of reaches down and busts the kneecaps of this elf here, and does pretty hard hit. There's a yelp, real just awful like that. And then Atlas just comes down with his halberd and just basically splits the back of this elf's skull.
Oh no, he
leaving-
definitely would have chopped his head off.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he's running from you, so that'd be some skill. You'd have to like.
But Halbert has reach on it. Halbert has the
I'm talking about the orientation of his body.
Then he chops the whole body in half.
Either way, for sure. He gets cracked in the knee with the warhammer, and that causes his body to twist a little bit. And when he starts to topple, you come down and just chop his head clean off.
Mm-hmm.
And that
I'm gonna reach over and give him a high five. Ask for
Oh
a high
my.
five.
I'll take it. I'll return the high
All
five.
right.
So continuing on with these bandits, the one basically right in front of Proteus is gonna look over in horror, really, with their crossbow, and I think this is a little more serious than we thought, and fire a crossbow bolt at Haganar. That's 7 to hit. So you just kind of block it with your shield, and the one in the middle of the three is going to take a shot at Haganar as well, seeing as he's kind of a unstoppable force at this
Yeah, he
particular
melted
moment.
a man.
Yeah.
Disintegrated.
Okay, that's a 22 to hit. So
Ah,
the crossbow bolt makes purchase in a weak spot in your armor, in between kind of your pectoral and your shoulder.
but my AC is 23.
Oh, is it? Yeah. Okay.
No,
I know.
not even
I know.
close. We're like 17.
So that you take 2 plus 1. I knew that. You take 3 points of piercing damage. And then this third one is basically just going to move up to the bar and shoot another crossbow bolt. But this one is going toward Atlas. Like, all right, I guess I'll take care of this. Someone else get the door. And this one, an 11 to hit on you, Atlas.
No.
Nope.
No,
I didn't.
sir.
Yeah, I didn't think so. So yeah, you're just coming up, and this is actually pure luck, right? Okay. No, I'm just kidding. You're coming up with after the killing blow with your halberd, and you just swipe the thing away. Chop it in half. How about that? You just chop that in half too.
Wow, what a sick badass.
Right? This halberd. He's a seasoned veteran. A seasoned mercenary. He knows his halberd pretty well.
Mhm. It's an extension of his body at this point.
Exactly. So following that is going to be Mara.
Was that guy, when he spoke, was that loud enough for me to hear? I'm quite far away.
Yeah, I mean it's not a big shop.
Okay, cool. So
Yeah.
right. Before I do anything, I'm just gonna tell Proteus and be like, Proteus, he just said something about a door. Maybe see if you can. We need to stop these guys from getting away somehow.
Okay, I could do that.
And then I'm gonna go in, and I'm gonna just kind of place myself just inside so that I can get a shot on the furthest to the left.
So basically, up at that corner.
Yep.
Does that look all right?
Yep. That's pretty good. And I'm just
Okay.
gonna try and peg him with another one of my knives.
Alrighty, go for it.
Well, maybe don't drop the dice. 11.
Oh, 11 just misses.
Nope.
Yeah, this one just ducks behind the bar at the proper time. The aim was there. It was just she was a little too quick. Actually, nope, never mind. Uh, yeah. So Haganar, you got Proteus outside still. You don't really know what he's doing. Mara had just run in and threw one of her knives. Atlas chopped a bolt in half. It was impressive. So what do you got going on? You obviously impressing the crowd now. What are you doing?
How tall is that counter? How strenuous of an activity would it be to hurdle that counter? I know I can't reach it right now. I'm just asking for
No.
Huh?
We can find out how strenuous it'll be.
Well, I mean, I guess my question would have been like, would it take up my action? Like next turn, if I were to get closer, would that take up a turn? Or you know what? I'll just go around. It's okay. I am okay. So I only have 2 spell slots. All right, I'm gonna cast Guiding Bolt.
Which one?
The one that was trying to open the door, because she, all she's.
Tokens are all the same, but
Right,
don't
but
pay attention. It's literally just for placement. That's all.
I figured so, but you never know. Anyway, so that person seems like somewhat of the leader, I guess. Do they look any different? I guess that's a question I could ask. Or are they all just kind of wearing the same?
Wearing some tattered leather armor. None
Okay.
of which look any more important or clean or anything than the others.
Well, whatever that guy's doing, he's shouting out commands and reaching for doors, so he seems like a logical one to take out.
What are you doing?
Guiding bolt.
Oh, guiding bolt. That's right.
15.
15 will hit. Yeah, go ahead and roll your damage real quick.
Okay, and that is 4d6. 3 and 3. 4 and 1. So 6, 10, 11.
Points of damage, huh? 1 second. Let me. You sure it's 46? I'm not calling you a liar, but
Mm-hmm.
not super familiar. Yeah, it is 40. Wow. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, yeah. That's
3,
another one
10,
that excited me.
46. Right on. Yeah, so you launched this guiding bolt at the elf, the bandit that was just messing with the door over there. What are the components for that? I mean, obviously you have to have your holy symbol, but that's your shield, so it's just verbal and somatic. I have it
Yes,
pulled up.
verbal
Why
and
am I asking?
somatic.
Okay. Yeah. Either way, you hold out your hand. You got your shield with the crest of the Stormlord on it. You kind of close your eyes, say like a little prayer. When you open them again, there's a little bit of kind of static emitting from your eyes, and you launch this guiding bolt, which just kind of looks like a pure bolt of energy. It's radiant. It's got a glow to it, but it takes on the form of lightning. Again, though, you fry this poor elf just trying to make a living. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah,
Well,
and
you know
another
there
elf
is that.
down. Basically, in this one though, this one had some force behind it a little bit. It kind of propelled the elf into the bookshelf behind it and hits before it hits the ground. And when it slumps down, it's got just this black charred mark right in the chest. Next up is going to be Atlas. You just got this half orc next to you that's just taking everybody out.
Mm-hmm. So like 30 feet's gonna get me relatively like 2 spaces away from the bar, right?
Pretty close, yeah.
Okay, then I'm just gonna take my 30 and then take the dodge action.
You just moving straight forward, or do you want to move
Yeah,
at any sort of angle?
just straight ahead.
Okay. So you have the dodge action prepared. So that'll do it for you.
I forgot to
you
move.
kind of rush up and then just take like a video game stance with your halberd, preparing for whatever's to come next.
Mm-hmm.
Next up is Proteus out here. You're just basically at this point, you did your inspiration, but I would say enjoying the show, but I don't know if Proteus is really actually enjoying it. But there's
I
a
don't
show
think he's
nonetheless.
enjoying it at all. So I'm gonna say at this point he would rack up an arrow, and same kind of concept now. He would wait for them to charge out or engage with one of the allies at this point with his bow. And yeah, that'd be it for this round.
Want it to trigger as they're maybe charging an ally, or once actual contact is made?
If they're charging them, if it looks like there's going to be contact made with an ally.
Okay. All right.
Mara, I forgot to tell you that you had inspiration there, so the bardic inspiration, so you totally could have used the 1d6 to get that extra 1 you needed for the attack roll. So that was my bad.
Yeah, that I can make that call after I've rolled my d20, right?
Yeah.
Yep. You just can't know whether or
Okay.
not you hit.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna save that. I have a small plan as long as these guys don't get completely torched.
I mean, good thing no one's using fire
turns.
damage yet, though. So at least there's that.
Yet. Okay. Sick. Does that make it my turn now?
Yes.
Is it the,
wait.
Okay.
Bandit's next, right?
Yes. No, it is the bandits. Yep.
Yeah.
So that's right, because I was already planning what they were gonna do. This first one that's closest to the edge of the bar is going to run around because she's not gonna sit here and wait to get toasted by some more lightning.
Oof.
Actually.
Yeah. See this Katie. She ain't
Then I
waiting to get
have,
toasted by
lion
letting you.
headphones
All right. Actually,
in.
this one, the one on the left, she is going to. You see her run about 10 feet to the right and drop down onto the floor. And then the other one is going to launch a crossbow bolt at Haganar. Pulls up and is just very, very frustrated. So much so that got a natural 1. So actually, so when they loaded this crossbow bolt, he must have pulled the thing back first, and so I don't know anything about crossbows, so I could be completely wrong in this mechanic, but I'm rolling with it. Pulled back the string or whatever first, and didn't quite seat the bolt in there properly. So when he fired, the thing went and the bolt just kind of hopped because it just essentially skimmed underneath. And that, being very fucking frustrated. That's gonna end these bandits' turn. And next up is Mara, for real this time.
Oh yeah.
Okay, and roughly how far is it from me to the other side of the bar?
About 40 feet.
About 40 feet. God damn it, I only have 30. Well, I do have a bonus action. Okay, if I dash, I can go 60 feet, right? Okay. I'm gonna like dash and engage with the bandit that I can still see. I've used dash as my action, and then my bonus action I can have like a second unarmed strike. As like a martial, like a monk's like martial art kind of thing. So I'm just gonna like vault, dash across the tavern, vault the bar, and then just kind of try and like palm heel strike him in the face, I guess, if I can, up against whatever is in the background there, that shelf looking thing.
Go ahead and roll an acrobatics check for me real quick.
Acrobatics. Oh, fuck yeah. 17 plus 5, 22. Yeah, that's maths. 22.
Yeah, you don't even place hands on this thing. You just, like an Olympic hurdle runner, whatever. I don't know. You jump over this bar, and then the instant that your foot touches the ground, you come in for a punch. Go ahead and roll your attack.
Oh fuck! It's only a. Oh, I'm gonna use my inspiration because I rolled a 10, and it literally was a 1. Fucking damn it, 11.
No.
Totally
Oh,
missed.
man.
I'm
Open it.
inspired.
Yeah.
Oh.
God damn it!
Yeah.
You
yeah,
got
you,
this.
This is gonna
Oh.
be so epic.
You leap over this counter, and yeah, you gosh, I'm gonna have to come up with better things than you just miss. No, you leap over, and you maybe took the swing before you were quite balanced, and yeah, we'll say that the elf just kind of blocks away. They have a crossbow, blocks away with their crossbow, kind of shoves your punch away because you're off balance. That was your bonus and your action.
Yep.
So next up is.
Do I see though from where I am? Have I seen?
Oh yeah,
Can I
actually,
see the other dude?
yes, you can. She is prone on the ground, right next to you.
Cool. Cool.
Well, kind of like that, on her back with the crossbow ready. But
Damn it.
seeing is, yeah, she didn't have anything prepared, but just basically ready to attack next turn. Next up is going to be Haganar.
Yeah, so now I'm gonna move on ahead and hop the bar myself. And can I do that with just my movement?
Well, no, it's Haganar's turn.
Oh, okay, I'm a crackhead.
Wait, did I say the wrong name?
No, you didn't.
I do that though. You will find that happens. It's going to happen.
Have either one of those two? Well, I guess I can't see the one that's
Yeah, you
prone.
can't see.
Has that one taken any damage at all?
Neither of these two have.
I didn't think so.
You're saying that like you're like, cool, I'm just gonna take it for another 14 points.
Yeah,
of damage.
let me just shock this one to death too. Why
What
not?
souls can I consume?
Do we want to melt them or disintegrate them? I'm not sure.
I don't know, but I like it.
I'm gonna cast Sacred Flame.
Classic
Pretty.
cleric move. Go for it.
Yeah.
What's the range? That's 120 feet. 120 feet, right?
It's 60 feet.
60. Oh, you're still within that. Yeah, you're good.
18 plus. That's Wisdom 4. Well, it doesn't matter. It
Yeah,
hits
it
anyway,
doesn't
right?
matter. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead and roll your damage there. No, actually, Sacred Flame is a dexterity saving throw.
Yes. 12.
Thanks for reminding me.
You're welcome.
That's a nat 1.
Ooh.
Oh man.
So is a nat 1 equal? No,
That's,
never mind.
that's an auto fail, obviously.
Yeah. All right.
Go for it. Let's see it.
Oh, ooh, it almost. Damn, I wish it would have rolled off the table. Fuck. 2.
Deuces.
All right.
It almost rolled off the table, and I feel like it probably would have been really good.
All right. So yeah, with these spell castings, I'm not gonna take too much flavor away from you. So give me a little bit. What does this look like? What do you do?
You know, I kind of do the whole the Ghost Rider thing. I just kind of flick my finger, and just a little flame comes up, and I just kind of point it at him. Just pew. And you know, flame's not my strong suit. Yeah, you know, it doesn't have any kind of static electricity to it, so it just kind of catches his little shirt on fire.
All right.
So after that happens, I kind of look around like one would have after like a like a 2-pump chump kind of moment. Just kind of like very tail between the legs, sad.
Oh man.
Disgraced. Like fuck, man. I hope.
So yeah, you launch
nobody
this
saw
sacred flame at this dude, and kind of being harried by Mara. He's not quite able to dodge out of the way just quick enough. Taking this sacred flame with is that fire damage or is that radiant damage?
It's radiant, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are the thing is I've played a cleric. I should know this, but that's okay. Yeah, it's radiant damage. It's okay. Yeah, so just kind of takes the blast kind of upper torso, lower neck area, and just kind of shakes it off, and it's just like, ugh. Well, I mean, they might be a little relieved that they're not getting fried by this lightning as well. So finishing up, actually, that was your action. You can move. You got a bonus action. You're muted.
Yeah. I forgot to move last turn. So let's see. All right. I want to move straight forward, right beside Atlas.
I stick with your buddy.
Yeah. That's why I did so poorly, because my newfound buddy
wasn't at your side.
It takes a lot. Like I'm not very fond of people.
I guess it's lightning damage. Never mind.
What'd you say?
I said your thunder buddy, maybe, but no, different
Yeah,
damage.
close enough.
Damage
Thank you for that narrative, because he is now my thunder buddy. That's what it is. So
yeah. So finishing up for Haganar, that's gonna go right over to Atlas.
You already know what I'm gonna do.
So yeah, as you run and try to vault the counter, go ahead and roll me in acrobatics as well.
Even if this is like passes, I don't want it to be graceful. 14.
Okay, yeah. Definitely not nearly as graceful as Mara. But you're a large being,
big boy
alone. So it's not quite effortless, but yeah. It's you make it over there, and then you do see immediately to your right on the ground is the female elf bandit aiming up at you, and then the other one directly in front of Mara.
Well, if I noticed that in time, then I guess I'd want to kind of take advantage of this situation, just kind of bring it down.
She didn't have any sort of ready to action or anything like that. She was just there.
Oh, fuck. Damn it. I should have told you she was there. You could have just, landed on her.
But yeah, I'll
so
try to bring the halberd down on her.
Go ahead and roll an attack with advantage, my friend.
Ooh. Good thing it's advantage. Ooh, guess what? It's still maybe barely just gonna hit 12.
12 just hits.
That was a 7 followed by a 3.
Ooh. All right, yeah. So go ahead and roll your damage. Actually,
That's 5 points of damage.
5 points. All right, yeah. You leap over this.
We're getting better. It was a 2 this time instead of a 1.
There you go. So you leap over this counter and immediately see the female elf on the ground, and you just kind of take a stab, take a good poke with your halberd at her, and kind of get her in the abdomen, and a good, another meaty area. Obviously, not something that's a killing blow right away, but she's just she's looking hurt, pretty hurt.
Meaty.
But that'll do it for Atlas. Next up is our man Proteus.
All right. Seeing Mara and then Atlas jump over the bar, he's gonna get like real motivated to take a risk himself. Looking to his left, he's gonna see that other window, and I want him to dash around the building, which, if I'm counting right, it's about 40 feet, and then dive in from that side window, even if it's closed.
Right. Yeah. So give me an acrobatics check, please.
All right.
You guys are all about this stuff. I'm digging it.
That's an 8.
Bashes up
So
against the window.
You
Was that a bird?
you run around this corner, right? And you go to jump through this window because you're just like, all right, everyone's just jumping over things, and I got this, trying to talk yourself up. But Proteus has, some self-esteem issues. So even though he's talking himself up, even more subconsciously to his subconscious, he's also doubting himself. He goes to jump through this window, doesn't quite have the footing that he needs, and misjudges the height. So he breaks the window, although you don't make it all the way through. So you're kind of folded over this window, essentially.
Yeah.
You can use the rest of your movement to kind of like wiggle through.
Totter
But
in.
you take 2 points of piercing damage
I'll take that.
Oh,
from the glass.
Oh no.
And then so
And then I'm
we'll
gonna
just say
yell.
using the rest of your movement, you're able to wiggle yourself in, but you're prone.
All right. I'm gonna yell though at the last minute to sorry, I forgot his name. That's totally on me. Dean, you didn't make your character name what it is. What's your character's name, Dean?
Haganar.
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 It should
Alright.
be.
Yeah, go
it
ahead
should
and-
be.
In roll 20, go ahead and edit that if you can.
Oh,
It's
okay.
right when you go to settings, it'll say display name at the top. I meant to mention that earlier,
See,
but not a huge.
I didn't even look down there because I have D&D Beyond on another tab. That way, if I forget anybody's name, I can just click back. It's right there the whole time. That's awesome.
Thank you, D&D Beyond.
Yeah. Again.
So he's gonna yell to
Beyond.
Haganar quick, and just all right, it's your turn. You've got this. And then I'll throw him some bardic inspiration too.
All right, it's a D6 for you, Haganar. Whenever you make a D20 roll,
Ooh.
as far as attack roll, saving throw, ability check, you get after you roll it, but before you know whether you fail or succeed, you can choose to use that.
All right.
So following up Proteus with his wonderful display of acrobatics, we have these bandits up next. They're kind of backed into a corner. They're this first one up here that's in front of Mara is just going to swing wildly with his scimitar at Mara, and an 11.
Nope.
Yeah. So yeah, just he looks panicked, and things are not going the way that everything maybe was planned. And goes for a swing and just kind of lunges out, and it's wild. You don't even have to block it. You don't have to dodge it. It's just panic, fight or flight. And then the one on the ground that just got hit by Atlas and his halberd is going to take a shot at you with disadvantage, being prone, and you are right up on her. It's a 5 plus, so 8 to hit. Not going to hit. Yeah, these two are just basically doing anything they can to survive, to no avail, really, as far as fighting you guys off. Seem to be in a pretty advantageous position. Next up, actually, yeah, she's gonna stand up after. She's gonna kind of like try to pop up real quick after firing that crossbow bolt. And Mara, Mara's next. You just you got a scimitar in your face, but it was not anywhere near hitting you.
Okay. Sweet. I'm gonna take this opportunity before Haganar decides to melt these people. And I'm gonna try and like actually talk to them. So to the one that's in front of me that's really scared. Mara kind of, well, she's still got like her sword like readied. She's gonna ask them, what are you guys doing? Like, what are you doing here? You're outnumbered, you're outclassed. Why are you still fighting us?
He's just, he's frustrated. He's hurt. He's just not in a good place, and he's just like, we're on a mission. It's none of your concern. I'd rather
sent
die
you?
fighting than give up. Give up my orders.
Who sent you? What's your mission?
Yeah, again, he's just gonna be hostage. That's none of your concern. And as far as more talking, if you want to use your turn to talk, like your whole turn, you can keep going. Otherwise, I'll give you like an opportunity now if you wanted to try some stuff, like any sort of mechanics. But otherwise, yeah, you can use some more dialogue.
Okay. Cool. Well, if he's not gonna cooperate, I'm gonna try and I don't think I have too good on. Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna try and get him with my katana, my short sword.
Okay.
17?
Oh yeah. 17 definitely hits.
Sick. 4 damage.
All right. Yeah, you oh yeah, you already had the katana out. So the rest of you guys actually do see when, I mean, I suppose you would have already seen it out, but when you first noticed her weapon, it's not a blade that no one's ever seen before, obviously, but it's just not common. If you want to describe it at all a little bit.
So
It's just very different.
what she wields is called a wakizashi, and
Oh, sick.
basically it's like a shortened form of your classic Japanese samurai katana. So if you've ever seen the sets where they have like their like big katana, which is like yay big, and then the smaller one beside it, it's the smaller one. And hers, where normally they would be like super ornate and like really well forged, hers is very kind of, it's very plain, and it almost looks fairly new.
Yeah, I did mean to do that earlier because we were talking about that, but I forgot.
So, are just as an aside, quick, are your throwing knives? Are they little kunai too?
Yeah, the little kunai.
Yeah.
They're like the little like
That's
ranged
sick.
knives, throwing knives.
Yeah,
Yeah,
But
I picked
those
up on
are
that too.
nice ones.
you gotta remember, I'm a knife
Always gotta
guy.
have
So.
a nice kunai.
There's a reason for that.
But-
You'll find
But
out.
yeah, so you try to get some information out of this guy, and he's just giving you nothing. So you take a swing at him with your katana, or your, I'm not going to try to pronounce that word, but I'm going to
Yeah.
say katana. And yeah, you carve a decent gash into his chest through the leather armor. It was already, the armor's pretty tattered. They're not, the richest, obviously, if they're looting a store. So yeah, they take a big gash in the chest. And then is there anything else that you were wanting to do? Bonus action, movement? Yeah, you haven't moved this turn.
I'm gonna. Yeah, why not? I'll take my bonus action because my bonus action allows me to make an unarmed strike. Against my opponent. 1 plus strength modifier. So I'm just gonna try and just again heal
Punch
with my
at him.
palm to. We'll see.
Okay.
We'll try for his face. Face is always a good spot to aim for. 15.
15 hits?
Sick, and that would do just 1 damage.
Yeah, so the punch was, I feel like, more of a, maybe not even necessarily to hurt. It's just kind of like, come on, man, and a quick palm to the face, and what is it? We got Haganar up next. You're still here in the middle of the store. You got to your left. What just happened is Proteus tried to jump through the window and didn't make the most valiant of attempts, and kind of wriggled out into the shop and falls down on the ground. So he's prone over to the left of you, and then you got obviously Atlas and Mara over on the other side of the counter.
All right.
You should think about these things before your turn, by the way. I keep forgetting to
Yeah.
remind you.
Yeah. I know what I want to do, but I'm just trying to think of which one. So basically, I'm gonna walk up and step onto the counter. I'm not gonna vault over it. I'm just gonna hop up on the counter. And I'm
Cool,
gonna
so the big
cast.
guy gets even bigger.
I'm not that big. I think the Dragonborn's bigger than me. Toll of the Dead, though. I'm gonna cast Toll of the Dead.
Okay.
But I don't know. Okay, so
Which
both
one?
of these have the
Which
both
one?
of both of these.
Which one? Hurry up. Which one?
The one that Mara was beating up.
Right.
The one that's in front of Mara.
And that's a wisdom saving throw, right? Or is
Yes.
that? Yeah. Okay. So that's a 3 on the die. It doesn't matter what it's gonna be. It's a +0. Yeah. So 3. Yeah. Toll the Dead. You got a pretty cool description to compete with on Toll the Dead here. So let's hear it. Let's hear what you got. I don't know if
I gotta roll damage first. So 4. I rolled once and it fell off into my lab, so I had to roll again. I don't know what it was. So I climb up on the counter. Okay. Again, I got my shield. Mutter another prayer. And so I got a question. So it says a bell fills the air. Is it just that person that hears it, or is it?
It's in his head.
It's in his head.
it's
Okay. So this guy, his eyes just kind of get real big, and he starts looking around, and he throws his hands over his ears and starts yelling, screaming, and you can kind of see sparks in his eyes, like electricity going on.
Trying to fry his brain. Okay, that's what I was waiting for. I was trying to see if there's going to be some lightning tossed into this.
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try
Just
until
flip
it gets
man. I
to
like
be boring.
Yeah, so you said that was 5 damage, or was it 4? I couldn't remember.
4.
4.
Because that doesn't get any kind of
Either way.
modifier, does it?
Nah.
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
You did roll the D12 though, right? Instead of the D10?
Yes.
Okay. So that actually kind of works out. So just kind of covers his ears and just and then like starts just screaming loud. And then again, like you said, you see the electricity, and then you just hear, and his eyeballs just explode, and he clumps over to the ground. Good Lord.
So now, what I moved 15
We'll call
feet.
it 20 because you weren't
Okay.
trying to jump, so we'll just say 5 feet of movement because it's not a tall counter and you're a large
Can I-
being.
Can I reach the other elf? Is that because I can move diagonal too, right?
Yeah, you have 10 more feet of movement if you want.
Okay, so I would like to get down and pick this elf up by
As
her
Haganar
collar.
passes behind me, I'm just gonna turn over my shoulder while I'm like wiping the goo from this dude's eyeballs off of my face. I'm just gonna give him a really dark look and say, "Thanks for the warning, mate."
I just kind of look over and grunt, but
you do. There's some blood spots on your face. Maybe on you had a cloak up, I believe, right?
Me?
Yeah. Or wait,
Or
no, I'm thinking. Yeah, I was for you. I just assumed maybe drow. I don't know. I guess that's the typical look. I just assumed a shadowy. Either way, but you definitely have some blood spots on your face. And what are you doing? You say you're picking up the elf bean.
yeah, I
Is
wanna
that
pick her up
another
and
action or
That'd be an action, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that's what I was wanting to
okay.
know.
Gotcha.
Um,
Well, then instead of picking her up, can I just? So she's not on the ground anymore. She stood up, right? So
stand on the tail of her coat if she's wearing like a cloak or something.
no, I want to look at her as menacingly as possible, and possibly get that lightning going on in my eyes, the sparks, and demand that she tells me what's going on. Otherwise, she's gonna end up just like the rest of her friends that I killed.
okay. So as this is going on, like it's your turn in the initiative order, Atlas.
Mhm.
But he kind of says this and threatens her and everything. And she's like, he doesn't speak for me. Just don't kill me. I'll tell you whatever you need to know. My life is far more valuable than whatever it is we're searching for.
Okay, so does that end my turn? Is it, or do
Yeah.
I get a? Okay.
No,
okay.
that's it for you. That's why I made sure to tell Atlas it's your turn, but the as the transition.
okay? Then yeah, I'd probably just go along with that and just be like, "Well, you better start talking, or else maybe he'll jump down and stomp your head in, or turn you into some dust."
Okay, and she kind of drops her like gently drops her crossbow on the ground and like backs up a little bit more like this. I'll tell you whatever you want. Yeah. So we can in the event that things happen to pop off, I don't know, we'll keep the same initiative order, but for now we're out of initiative.
Dope.
Okay. Yeah, I
Haganar,
wanna.
why don't you or Atlas go ahead and restrain this one?
We don't need to do that. Just no. But
I'm gonna step on her coattail. Does she have a coattail? Does she got anything dragging on the floor? I'm gonna step on her foot. I'm gonna step on her foot and put a 3/4 of the way kind of pressure on her foot. That'll be good enough for me.
she just looks kind of confused. What? What do you need? What do you need to know?
Well, first thing we want to know is what are you looking for?
I don't know what it is specifically. It's just something from Isocross is all I know. I'm assuming it was in this room. I don't know. We haven't found anything in here yet.
And why are you looking for these treasures from Islecross?
Money, of course. I mean, that's the number one reason for why we do most things that we do.
Don't bullshit me. Your pal over here that currently has no eyeballs told me that you were working for someone. So this isn't just money. Who are you working for?
Go ahead and roll a persuasion check for me.
Shit. Please don't be shit. 5.
I mean, everyone knows how valuable these relics can be if ever found. I've personally never seen them, but why
Cut
wouldn't
the
you want to
crap,
get your hands on
Haganar?
one of them?
So, as she says that, I'm gonna. I'm gonna do the little the sacred flame. I'm gonna prepare it. Flick my thumb, get it ready, and point it at her, and see if she's got anything else to say to that.
Give me an intimidation. We'll say with advantage, just because now we got multiple people, kind of maybe not necessarily
19.
vocally threatening, but you said 19.
I rolled a 19 on the first one, so 20 with my +1.
Hey, go see if you can get another nat 20. Why not? I mean, regardless.
Always, even unless you roll a nat 20, always reroll.
But
8.
yeah,
8.
yeah, and she's okay. All right, calm down. We're contracted by Hulil Lutan. I don't know much about her. Just another dwarf. A weird one though. Really is fascinated with that evil dragon, that monstrosity with 5 heads. I don't care for all of that.
Dragon
Yeah,
with 5 heads?
she needed that whatever it is that we were looking for. Well, she kind of points to the one that was she's basically at her feet now, the one that was at the door initially. He's the only one that I believe knows what the hell we were looking for. We were just told if we found anything suspicious is all I know. Anything out of the ordinary, not suspicious.
I mean, this whole store is out of the ordinary, so that's not very helpful. Are you actually gonna do anything helpful, or are you just gonna
It's a
keep...
curiosities shop. Of course, things are somewhat out of the ordinary. I'm talking out of the ordinary for here. Maybe something that looks like it could be a relic. I don't even know if these things exist.
When you say dragon with 5 heads, what do you mean?
It's I don't know. She prays to this dragon. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not one of those
I'm gonna
church
pull
types.
the gilded dagger out, being sure
Yes.
still to keep it wrapped up in so I'm not touching it. But unfurl the I think I wrapped it in
As
like
you
a
do that,
blanket.
What's everyone's passive perception? Actually, Proteus, you're still. Did you? It's probably safe to say you probably joined the rest of the party, Proteus.
Oh
I'm
no,
sure.
with all these big people trying to intimidate him, I think he would have gone and sat in that one of those chairs on the other end of the room and just kind of took it all in.
The really comfy looking
playing
one?
a nice
yeah,
song.
And he puts one leg over the other, like kind of sitting in a very like androgynous way, just kind of legs folded, just watching the action.
Because that armchair looks mighty comfy.
It does. It's got some cushion.
All right. Yeah. So, oh yeah, what's everyone's passive perceptions? I guess. I mean,
I got a
Proteus, you can give me yours
14.
too, but I won't be
It's
as
10.
important. So 14, 10.
12.
Also 10. I feel like he's very
Okay.
rarely paying attention.
So Mara, you're the only one that notices this. But I mean, I guess it makes sense because as soon as you kind of unfold this dagger, you see like a quick. It's really quick, just like a. She's seen this before.
Yeah.
Kind of look.
Also,
Awesome.
um,
Yeah.
yeah. Just because I don't really know how things work in the Wildemount world, would being a dragonborn give me any insight into the whole, five-headed dragon business, or?
Yeah. Especially with you being metallic.
Okay. I was thinking, but I was like, I don't I
Yeah.
don't know. New
Yeah,
world, new me,
you
you know.
you don't have to you don't even have to be a religious being a dragonborn. You're like, yep, I know what that is.
Okay, just making sure.
Would it make sure for the rest of us to maybe not know if we don't know?
So for canon's sake, just so I know, does Wildemount follow the same pantheon as?
So Tiamat is what I'm referring to. As far as the pantheon is different, but now, like you said, as canon and everything like that, Wildemount being an actual D&D Beyond book, yeah, you on a little bit more of a broad paint stroke type of deal because they'll be more focused on the Exandria prime deities and betrayer gods if that's the way that they go. But yeah, the other deities in fifth edition rule books are allowed.
That's just an aside.
All that.
Like Proteus doesn't know that I'm
Yeah.
good with that. I just my knowledge.
Right. Yeah, I mean this whole thing's new for like I'm a critical role nerd, so I know a little bit about the lore without ever having to look at the book, but obviously not everyone's watched them, read these things, so it's not bad to talk it out real quick. But
touch
yeah,
base.
yeah, you pull out this dagger, Mara, and you do notice that there's just like a quick look of recognition. Yeah.
Okay. And what did she just say something about? Cool. Is this what you're looking for?
Maybe not that specific. Where did you get that?
I have my sources. There's something you're not telling me. Yes, this is out of the ordinary, but then so is a lot of stuff in this shop. You know what this is. How?
Well, I'm sure hoping that you didn't do to Tulgi what you did to my friends here.
Tulgi's fine. How do you know
This was
Tulgi?
given to her. I don't know who I'm more afraid of at this point. Tulgi's my boss's sister. The dagger was a gift.
Oh, I think hearing that, Proteus would then walk over kind of confidently, maybe like edge himself onto the edge of the bar and kind of look over, and then maybe just say,
As you walk up,
let's
you
just
kind of
say-
slide your hand on the bar for the last
yeah,
couple
you
feet.
know, yeah, kind of one of those things. And then let's just say Tolkien's already been handled.
You know, give me an intimidation check.
Okay.
And since now, you know, that you got 3 people in her face and you kind of slide up and put your 2 cents in, I'll give you advantage, you know, assistance in a way.
That'd be 21.
Okay. Yeah. Uh, that that's not what we were looking for, but I gotta get out of here. Just what else do you need to know? Just let me leave after this, please. I'll tell you everything, I swear.
Where do we find Tulio? Tulio.
Hulil. So it's Hulil, and hope that's just how I'm gonna pronounce it. I don't know. Hulil. I don't know.
Tulio. Yeah,
Um,
cool.
Hulu.
Hulu. Yeah, Hulu Luton.
Jimmy Neutron.
Uh,
Brain blast.
and what was the last question again? I'm sorry. Would you
Where
ask?
do we find Hulil?
I mean, if she hasn't left already, she's in Croaker Cave, which being here for the couple weeks or week that your characters have been, it's a close enough place and a somewhat not commonly talked about, but it's common knowledge type of thing. So your characters would know of and general direction of Croaker Cave. But yeah, she says, unless she's left already, last I know, she's in Croaker Cave, trying to head back to Shady Creek, head back to the run. You know, when if we were able to procure what she's looking for.
Yeah, I think Proteus is going to say. So what's the connection to Ergen? Like, where did he come into play?
Well, I mean, he's the one that brought all this stuff over from Islecross.
Is he working with you?
Oh no. Oh no. The fool's easy to trust and easier to rob.
I don't like thieves.
Is there any other information you guys want to get off of this this thief?
I'm good.
Mara?
I have some more questions, but I'm generally satisfied.
All right.
Do with that what you will.
What? One thing. Were you on the expedition to Islecross?
Never go over there. Why? Why? No. It's so dangerous over there.
Then what do you know about these artifacts?
I heard they're hard to get, and they sell for a lot.
That's it?
I work in the business of marketing. That's really my main concern these days, and you know, staying alive.
You mean
As you
stealing?
can see. We'll agree to disagree.
Okay, I've had enough.
I'm gonna cast Toll of the Dead on her.
Okay.
Okay.
That's wisdom, right?
I don't want her running back and telling her boss. I don't. It's too risky, and she steals, so she can die.
Do you say that? with
Well,
your-
No.
she steals so she can die. Fuck.
There's
What's the DC on
circumstances.
your wisdom saving throw?
12.
Oh, got a 13.
Am I still
So you
affected
take half
by
damage?
that?
Yeah,
I
you would
don't
still
know.
have inspiration, but that's only when you're rolling. If it's a
Oh,
saving throw
that's
on
true.
the enemy's part, yeah, it's. Oh, you said Sacred Flame. That's a dex save. Either way, but they're restrained, so that's an automatic fail, I believe. On right? Let me.
No, I did say Toll of the Dead. It was wisdom.
Oh, I had Sacred Flame pulled up. Yeah. So yeah, does it say half damage for success, or is it no damage? It's probably no damage because it's a cantrip, I'm sure.
Yeah.
If the target is missing, no, it doesn't say. The target must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or take 1d8. So it doesn't say anything about.
Yeah. So it, she kind of like reacts in a way that like a sudden sound, and then like shakes it off, and just looks really confused. She's like, look, what are you doing? Let me go. I told you everything I know.
You're right.
I don't-
You're right. I think we're done here, and Mara's gonna just like take her little short katana and just stab her. She
Right,
saw what
yeah,
Haganar was trying to do. She doesn't care. She's like, meh, why not?
Yeah, give her a, you just kind of a mercy kill essentially, and not even mercy. She wasn't about dead or nothing, but yeah,
She was pretty alive.
Yeah.
yeah,
Don't try to
pretty-
twist this for us. This is just a kill. This is a murder.
just a murder. Yeah, 100%.
Oh yeah, Proteus is not
Um,
gonna like this.
And Mara's like, she's also a little bit
Well,
like,
she did-
saw Haganar kill all these people, and she's just like, a lot of her attacks kind of failed, and she doesn't want to be seen as like the weak one or like unimportant. She's like, I can kill people too. Just watch
Did
me.
Did I kill all of them?
No,
I didn't think so.
Atlas
I thought
got a killing
somebody else
blow
did. Okay.
on an attack of opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I
Yeah,
mean,
that's
we've got these
right, that
two
was-
guys
yeah.
that can kind of like kill people with lightning, which is pretty fucking terrifying and intimidating.
Yeah, so she is no more. Yeah, you just kind of the right in the sternum, wherever Dexter stabs all his victims on his table. That instant
Yes.
kill spot severs whatever it is.
Mhm.
I don't know much about scientific terms and all that. Whatever. Either way, so yeah, here you guys are in this now. Already ransacked shop with some corpses, some charred, some dismembered.
So she just stabbed that one.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, Proteus is just gonna go. Oh, you actually. Oh, you killed it.
She did mention that she, the thief comment. You're like, so you're a thief. So maybe not as sad, but yeah, that's definitely
he's
not
still
stuff
sad.
that Proteus
Yeah.
is a big fan of. Yeah.
I don't like that.
But
I'm
yeah,
gonna look over to him and. Oh. I was gonna say I'm gonna look over to him and tell him to grow a pair. Man up!
just
This is
gruff-
the real
gruff
world.
orc, huh?
Well, the real world doesn't need to be full of killing and thievery and tricks and lies. But fine.
She was a thief. She needed to go. She would have
was a risk.
thieved more. Yes.
Listen, it's a rough business, kid. We're the dark parts of the world that keep it going, you know?
Right. I can be tough and dark, scary.
I think this awkward silence is true, and we all just kind of like dart eyes around each other and like,
Yeah.
we should probably get
The
going.
party's just kind of like, yeah. So there's on the northeast. It's hard to see because I just was using this for combat. But as far as where you guys are at, yeah, this place is ransacked. There's corpses. There's things tossed off the shelves.
There's teeth.
There's teeth.
Yes.
Then there's
teeth.
there's a door in the I guess northeastern part of the room,
Okay.
the shop.
Before we investigate this, I'm just gonna swap my headphones over. Phone's about to die.
Oh, yeah.
1 second.
Do we want to take a quick break?
Let's
Anyone
do
just go to the
it.
bathroom or anything?
That works. I can go smoke.
Oh yeah, it's
A
back.
cigarette.
Yes.
Barbie.
Yes.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for tuning in. Like we Bill said at the beginning, to our journey to Wildemount. Really happy to have everyone here again, and excited to have done our first combat with very good success. Maybe not in character for Proteus, but I'll take it. You guys did well. But no, I really enjoyed that. And I hope everyone else that's watching enjoys it too. But I'm excited to see what else you have in store for us, Bill. So without further ado, come on, take it away.
So yeah, like I had mentioned before, the with combat being done, you're in this shop, Pelk's Curiosity shop, and got enough information to satisfy you guys out of the final bandit here, and then maybe not brutally executing her, but like yeah, whatever. Like what's the word I'm looking for? Nonchalant.
kill.
Yeah, there we go. A nonchalant, like, yeah, all right, we're done. But yeah, here you are in this ransacked shop, as I've probably said about 10 times in the last 2 seconds. But there's a door to the northeast, in the northeastern portion of the room, that's shut, that one of the other bandits was trying to get into. And yeah, the room is yours. What are you guys doing?
Do you think we should put the shop back together? Do you think they'll think we did it?
I mean, I think there's definitely enough buys around that we can explain that it wasn't us.
Or what if they think it was us and we were the aggressors? I mean, I'm quite aggressive.
Listen. I mean, these guys look pretty enough like bandits to me. I think it
Actually, Haganar and Atlas, roll me perception. Yeah, we'll go with that.
$12.
16 plus 2, 18.
Yeah, easy enough actually for the both of you. The bodies, these corpses here, they're in, these tattered leathers, right? But something just like even a quick scan without really looking, you do see on the right. No, the right kind of upper part of the chest piece of this tattered leather, you see an emblem that the two of you are relatively familiar with, in the sense of, I mean, you just know what it is. It's the symbol of the Utalat, crime family, or not crime family, but the Utalat family that is they're down in Shady Creek Run, and they're a group of mercenaries. There's no real law in Shady Creek Run, but it's one of the groups that has some level of control, some aspect of control in the run.
Mara's just gonna start checking anything out, see if there's anything useful, not necessarily related to what we're doing, just in general. Like, this place is it's been pretty much ransacked, and we didn't just, like, kill these people. One of those guys got, like, fully just disintegrated, so she kind of is like, well, if there's anything in here that could be useful, I can take it and pass it off as everybody else. Like, it was the bandit, maybe the one that got destroyed with it. She just wants to see if she can get anything out of this, but also keeping a watchful eye on Haganar, just kind of making sure that if she takes anything, you kind of hide it from him.
I'm gonna go. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, just because we were having like a little back and forth, I guess, about what people would believe about what happened, I'd probably point out to Proteus. I'd be like, you see this kid? This symbol right here, it's for the Utalat family. They have a lot of control at Shady Creek Run. I'm sure the mayor will know about it, and, well, I'm sure this will be enough for him to believe what happened here.
Right. Yeah, you guys are the experienced ones in this. I'll take your word for it.
I'm glad we have an
I-
understanding.
Do what?
3 people talk at the same time.
Yeah, I actually caught it all. That doesn't ever happen.
I was just gonna say. Go ahead.
Your turn,
Go ahead,
Dean.
Brian.
Dean.
Go ahead.
Dean.
I'm gonna go collect my teeth. Not the ones that I
Forget
have
about
to
that.
forcibly. Like I'm not gonna work for it. But the
I know
guy
which
that got
ones you're talking about.
disintegrated.
Yep.
Nobody else got disintegrated in that combat, right? It was just the one guy.
Just the one, yeah. And he wasn't even
Alright.
disintegrated. He's just like a really, really, really charred corpse, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, I would imagine his teeth are gonna fall out pretty easily, so I'm just gonna snatch those up.
Low
And look
hanging
for I'm gonna
easy
look for
pickings.
teeth maybe behind the counter, maybe when she did her little, couple of punches, maybe knock some teeth loose,
Check out the floor there too.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you don't see any on the floor behind the counter, but yeah, easy enough. You'd be able to get the teeth out of that. However many you want, up to whatever. Is
I'm
there?
just gonna
I
say a
wonder
full
if
set
there's
of teeth.
anywhere published. Yeah, a normal full set of teeth. Cool. It's like elves don't know that really. Let's get a hold of Wizards of the Coast. Hey, what's the anatomy of these things, man?
Do they have
How many
more or
teeth do
less
they have?
teeth?
Yeah.
Do
Turns
they
out they
have
have, like-
canines? Do they eat meat? Or they? I don't know.
Proteus is gonna say, "So what do you think they were after?" And then see him grabbing teeth and as he's grabbing this, charred skull, as he's ripping the teeth out of the skull.
Yeah, and like so, it's not very. There's not much resistance, but there's still like a sound, kind of like it's a combination of some of the charred remains, little crumbles, and just like popping out of there.
Yeah, every one of those just brings a little twitch out. Of him.
Yeah.
By the way, that's just a him thing. We don't all go around collecting teeth.
I'd hope not. Hmm.
All right.
So what do you think they were after? Anything like what? I don't see anything out of the ordinary. Mario, have you found anything?
Well, I mean, clearly she wanted this, and I'm just gonna like wrap the dagger back up and place it back in a pocket or a satchel or whatever I'm carrying that I can hold things in. And then I'm gonna take out my receipt that's got my little list of oh no, it's not my receipt. I'm gonna take out my little list of stuff and be like, cool. So in here, boys, we should have 1,000 gold pieces. So if anyone wants to, if we want to divide up some jobs, can someone go and fetch that for us all? There should be a scroll case. There should be a statue. There should be some rings. There should be a glass vial and some arrows. But unless anybody needs some arrows, I feel like we could probably let those ones go.
Well, I'm guessing
Who
all
wants to start looking?
I'm guessing all the fun stuff's locked up in back here.
That sounds like none of it's ours.
I'd agree. But hey,
Yeah. So.
I'm just
But
kind
that
of
gold though.
Look at Haganar's reaction to the comment.
I hear the 1,000 gold and I just kind of stop from picking up the teeth and just kind of like cock my head over, ponder a little bit. Then I go back to collecting my teeth and listen for what everybody else is gonna do.
Maybe we should wait for the store owner to come and we can discuss everything with him. Let him know that he's got some dangerous artifacts here.
You can do that if you'd like. And
Sure, I'll wait it
Mario's
out.
gonna try and get into the locked up storeroom type deal.
Actually, Proteus, why don't you go try to find him? He shouldn't be too far away from here.
Oh, I'm sure he's sleeping. It's quite late.
Is it? What time of day is it?
It's late. The funeral was like early evening, and then the conversation with Elro, it didn't take a long time, maybe throughout the whole time. I'd say, yeah, it's pretty late. Maybe not quite midnight yet, but there's, people had parts. I had mentioned last session that there were essentially wakes going on, various wakes in different cabins, people celebrating the life of Ergon, and oh, I remember this one time, blah blah blah, that type of deal, having drinks. So it's by now kind of probably a little quieter. Probably some parties going on and stuff like that, but yeah, not crazy late. I'm over explaining, but yeah.
Yeah, it's probably quite late.
Somewhere between like midnight and 2 a.m. Dude's asleep.
He's probably sleeping.
Hey, you never know till you try, right?
I don't even know where I'd look. Is anyone coming with me? It's apparently getting dangerous around here.
Weren't you just talking about
Being here, by the way, you do know that the owner of this place is an elf named Verla Pelk, of Pelk's Curiosities, and it's a female elf. Something bad about that you guys saying.
Would I know where she lives?
Here?
Oh,
Yeah, this is her home and her shop.
Oh.
Yeah, that's information I
Frigid.
probably should have given you before, huh? Sorry.
So, to unwrite history, well, I can try to wake her up in her room.
You should go look for her. Yeah. That's an easy fix.
Yeah.
There were no rolls or crazy things that happened. It was just a failure on my part.
That's good.
Yeah.
So I was just like, what can I do to unfuck that?
Yeah, nah. Yeah,
I think if all this didn't wake her up, I'm gonna say she's not here.
Right. So we can find her, let her know her shop's been broken into.
Yeah. Yeah, we could do that.
Yeah, come on, let's go. We'll all go, right?
why
Brilliant. How
don't?
are your lockpicking skills?
Mine?
Yes.
What would that be? Sleight of hand?
Yes.
Quite good, I'd say. I was trained in a lot of thievery.
Well, why don't you, before you go to collect Pelk, help us with this door?
Yeah, I mean, we should probably check her room to see if anything bad has happened, right?
That's a great
That's
idea.
a good point.
I agree. Yeah, he'll walk over and try to pick that lock.
Go for it.
It's a 19.
It not completely effortless, but you're just go in there and you're just like, all right, this is my time to prove myself to my new friends, and you get in there, click, and it's just it was a pretty quick and easy lock, pretty elementary, but yeah, you get and you feel a little bit of the resistance of the door loosen up.
All right, I think we're in. I'll check on her.
Many
right?
thanks. Yeah. Why don't you go ahead and then check on her?
He'll knock on the door.
Pick the
No
lock and then knock.
Like all of this noise hasn't.
She's very polite. Yeah, there's no answer. You wait. How long do you wait before you do anything else?
I'd probably knock again, just a little louder after like a second, and then open the door.
Housekeeping.
Okay. Well, I was more wondering, like, with how polite and everything Proteus is, I was gonna be like, do you like knock and like wait, and then like the rest of the party's just like,
No, it's not long. It's knock, knock, knock. Okay, nothing. Knock, knock, knock.
okay,
Okay.
yeah. So no answer either time.
Yeah.
And
I'll
then
just open up.
you just go ahead and okay. Yeah. So you open the door and what appears to be an ice statue of an elf is bundled beneath layers upon layers upon layers of blankets on the bed in the like northeastern part of the room. I mean, we're not in combat, but I'll show you on the map anyways. It's the room's actually pretty. It looks abandoned, not abandoned, neglected, I guess. In a way, like just doesn't look like there's been much movement in there. There's some kind of like on the there's a table next to the bed. But yeah,
Can I roll a con save to faint?
to faint? Yeah, go ahead. And yeah, there's like some dirty teacups and a kettle on the table next to the bed that looks like they may be collecting some dust. The teacups are like dirty, empty. And yeah, this ice statue of an elf on the bed, just kind of like under a bunch of blankets, and yeah.
It's a 4.
Oh yeah, just nose first on the floor. You take a point of bludgeoning damage.
Mara's just gonna, as soon as he drops, but nothing like charges out at us, she's just gonna step over him into the room and start searching it.
I'm going. Oh, sorry. I'm gonna.
When she's searching, she's making sure to like everything that she picks up that she doesn't know what it is. So like pretty much everything. She's touching through like her sleeve or a like a cloth or whatever. Like she's being real careful not to touch anything.
Anyone who wants to search that room, go ahead and roll a perception check. Proteus, roll me.
Should it be an investigation
A
check?
D10, please. Yeah, if you want to kind of get in there and start checking stuff, but if you're like scanning.
Just
it's
like
up to you.
visually scanning.
Yeah, if you're scanning, go ahead and roll perception. If you do want to kind of search, if there's anything you want to try to search through, you can roll investigation.
You
So
said there's a table
20
next to the.
investigation, not natural.
You said there's a table next to the bed, right? Is that like a table with drawers or just like a flat, like open table?
Basic nightstand, no drawers or anything like that. But it's got a tea kettle and like a few cups on there that look like they were drank out of and set there and not touched again for a long time.
I'm gonna try to get a little physical with it and really go in there. Also, because I'm a blood hunter, I get advantage on certain kinds of investigation checks, maybe all of them. I can't really find anything saying what it is, just a big investigation, so... Either way, my first roll was the higher one, so 13.
13 total, or is that on the die?
That's total, 11 plus 2.
All right. Yeah, the room looks pretty bare. There wasn't really any other sort of furniture in there. Like there's like a dresser in the southeast portion of the room, but other than that, it's really just the bed and the table. The dresser has 4 drawers on it. The top 2 drawers look like they're not completely wide open. They're kind of shut a little bit. Also, before I forget, Katie, or Mara, you said I just remembered as soon as we were doing the investigation perception thing, you had mentioned you're being careful, like putting stuff over your hand. So was your roll investigation? That was my bad for not. Or did you roll perception?
Okay. I rolled investigation.
Okay. All right. Yeah. But yeah, the 2 drawers that you saw, Atlas, they're kind of open. Just a brief look in there. It doesn't look like there's much in there, but there's 2 drawers on the bottom. Mara, where are you kind of looking at, I guess? Because there's the bed, the table, and then that dresser there.
I'd probably go into the dresser to see if I can find literally anything.
Mm-hmm. There's there's just some clothes. There's like a what is it? Like little pouches, essentially you could put like on a belt or something like that, or attached to maybe a backpack. No sort of real items, but there's 3 of those pouches if you want those, and then elf size
Yep, may as
clothing.
well.
Uh,
Also, just to clarify, the advantage thing for blood hunters only applies to when I'm tracking or trying to find remember information about fey, fiends, or undead.
Did you click on the little A on D&D Beyond?
No, I didn't. It doesn't do anything for me, so I had to go to my features and traits.
Oh, really? Yeah, you should be able to just click on it. That's sad. I'm sorry.
Oh, what do you know? I guess I can.
Oh, that hunter, yeah, hunter.
I guess I was clicking 1 pixel away from the A. Sorry, D&D Beyond. I failed you.
Your one-stop shop for all things D&D.
Mhm.
Just the stuff, because obviously Pelk's curiosity is big curiosity shop gets. Is Pelk like quite wealthy? Is there anything that like is like pretty or like fine that Mara could take?
Oh yeah, and I did. You asked about that while you guys were out in the shop. I forgot about that, man. There was so much going on.
yeah.
But yeah, the room, the bedroom itself is pretty plain. But if you would have walked around the shop, there are various little trinkets here and there. Nothing like no sort of weaponry, but like ornate, um, you know, dishes, random stuff like some little maybe mechanical things that could have came from other towns, just various knickknacks that someone is probably trying to sell for a quick buck if they found something random at an Isocross or had something on them when they came to town. Yeah, there's a lot of fancy looking stuff though. Some I don't know, some nice looking vests you can wear, some cool walking sticks that are ornate, or not ornate, but just like finely crafted. There's just a bunch of miscellaneous, like a pawn shop, but not crappy.
But not crappy. Yeah. She's gonna, if there's anything in there that looks nice, not necessarily like a vest, like, but if there is any kind of like nice clothing, like if there's like hand wraps, or if there's any kind of like bits of jewelry that look particularly fine, she's gonna take.
Sure, yeah. There's some nicer cloth that you could probably use as some hand wraps if you'd like.
While they're searching that in there, well, I guess the 2 of them, since Proteus is still KO'd. While they're doing that, I want to go
Actually, I
search.
don't know that you would have seen it, but you definitely heard a thud.
I just assumed. I
Yeah.
assumed. I'm sure I heard like a slight gasp from one of the other 2 when they saw this, the ice sculpture or whatever, and I just
Maybe a little chuckle.
figured
from Alice
she's
or something.
dead or something. Yeah. And then I hear the thud, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm just gonna say screw it. But I'm gonna go search the bandits, see if they have anything on them, maybe some gold, or maybe they happen to see something maybe fancier or worth money that they had already snagged from the shelving area or whatever.
Sure. Roll an investigation check.
19 plus 4. No, that's insight. Sorry. Oh, plus 0. Just 19.
Yeah, just through searching these bodies, one of which, the one you were just at, not really gonna get too much off of that,
Yeah.
except for some teeth. But
Yeah. Got
the
this.
rest of them, you can pile up about, what is it? 14 gold and 32 silver. Just amongst like between all the four
Yeah.
that you were able to search. They each have a scimitar and a light crossbow. Not crappy quality, not the finest quality, just a standard weapons. Bolts, bunch of bolts, more than enough to make. I'd say, well, there's four of them. If you wanted to collect all of them, you get about 65 bolts. And then the last one you check is the one that was messing with the door first. You do find in his pocket a little note, and it really doesn't say anything on it. It just says vial. That's it. It just has the word vial, and it's just a little, like, not even rolled up. It's just a little crumpled up piece of parchment. It just says vial.
Okay. I am gonna take the bolts. And I'm gonna go in there and show the note to Mara and Atlas. Don't know what it means. Have you guys seen a vial? Is there a vial anywhere? Did anybody see a vial?
I
No,
Right
haven't
now,
found
Proteus, you're
anything,
kind of
but
stirring.
that was on your little
I
shopping
haven't
list,
found
though,
anything,
right?
but that was on my list of the things that that came from Islecross, and there's no sign of any of those here. I mean, I haven't been able to find anything, and there's definitely not 1,000 gold hanging around. So either somebody else got here before these bandits did, or maybe there's a room that we can find. Maybe there's somewhere else where this where Pelt kept their goods. Yeah. Maybe there's
Guess we could be really unlucky and it's all part of this nice frozen sculpture now.
That's actually a good point. Is there anywhere where I can like light a small fire in this? Like, is there like, you know, a fireplace or a stove or something?
Yeah, I'd say just because all of the cabins and everything up here have some sort of heating, heat source, whether it's like a stove, if it's a hard stand building, like a cabin. They got some of the tents, the way they're fashioned, it's almost like they have the hole up in the top of the middle of the ceiling to ventilate. So yeah, I'd say there's like a wood stove probably in the shop area.
So you
More
guys
for the
haven't found
customers' comfort.
the goods yet? You haven't found anything yet?
Oh, you're back, huh?
I suppose.
Well,
Why don't you lay down on that bed over there? You look like you need some rest.
I'm not going to do that. But I would say my parents always taught me a good thief always hides things in peculiar places. Maybe did you try moving, any furniture or anything?
Not yet.
Just in case anyone is using this map as a heavy reference, it's totally something that is not at all associated with the adventure. Okay, just making sure. It's
Yeah.
something that I put together.
Yeah. No. Haganar, you wanna light a little bit of a fire on that stove over there, and we'll see if we can't melt this popsicle.
I like being big and
Yeah.
throwing things around, so I can toss some furniture while he does that if you want.
If
That would be super helpful.
if the effects are working on her in here, then the artifacts must have been in this room. They couldn't have been in the shop.
Well, she obviously, we seen that it doesn't work right away, right? So maybe it was just when she sold the dagger to Tolgi. Maybe.
It was never sold to Tolgi.
I don't think it was sold.
Oh, do I have the wrong information there? Sorry, I guess I was. Was
I think
it?
Togi said it was sold to her.
That maybe that's
Or
what.
given
It was.
Tolgi said she stole it, but
Oh,
Hulul, the bandit reckons that Hulul gave it to us. So we got a
Right.
bit of a conflict in story there. Either way, I don't think Pelk intentionally would have given the dagger to Tolgi.
Okay. Well,
But maybe if because there's this vial. Oh, Proteus, we're looking for a vial, a small blue vial, I do believe. Blue glass vial.
okay.
And if you see it, this is important. If you find it, don't fucking touch it.
Yeah, I've gotten that part of it. Did we check the floorboards at all? Can I check the floorboards?
And then I'm gonna like toss the dresser.
Just not even sliding it. You just throw it.
like at least giving it a big shove. Like not like. I mean, he'll try it at first. He'll see if he can lift it up, and then if not, just
Yeah,
give it a big
not very
push.
big.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you can't, just easily.
Yeah.
just
No, bench it,
throw
just
it
chuck
around,
it.
but-
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd be able to lift it up enough to maybe just give it like one of those tosses.
Yeah.
Pretty
All
well.
right. Yeah. He's
So it kind of lands and slides and
Mhm.
rattles around.
Yeah.
But Proteus, roll me an investigation check, please.
All right. 15?
15. All right. Yeah, you kind of just using things that you were taught from your parents and whatnot about their particular craft. You run your hands along, the edges of each floorboard, kind of feeling around, see if there's anything that's loose, if there, is a little thumb hole underneath some, if there's anything really. You don't seem to find anything. It's all pretty solid.
No, nothing down here, guys.
Maybe the bed.
Yeah, and when you toss the dresser, it's
No.
yeah. I mean, there's not really anything. Yeah, probably scares the crap out of Proteus, I'm sure. Depending on especially what way he's facing too. He's not even if he happens to not like be even looking too. He's probably like, no more fighting. But yeah, there isn't. I really hate telling you guys that there's not much, but there's nothing behind this dresser.
Nothing behind this
But,
one.
It's just maybe see like an outline where some dust didn't quite collect from the dresser being up against the wall. Not a super hard outline, but
All right, I like the warm the body idea, I guess.
yeah, I'll go light a fire on that wood stove.
that is in the shop, and then there's like a table next to the stove in there too. That's kind of got it's not right up on it obviously, but it's got your standard, some flint and everything like that to get the fire going. But yeah, no problem.
Hey, Atlas, do you want to give me a bit of a hand, and I'm just gonna grab like if there's any other like blankets that I can kind of wrap around this ice statue person, just to further prevent us from touching it.
Yeah, you got
Do you
it.
want to maybe give
Yeah,
us a
sure.
hand?
There's probably, some of the blankets aren't, maybe they kind of like got tossed off maybe from, no, the bandits didn't get in there, just kidding. Yeah, the best you could do is just kind of like adjust some of them that aren't, because she definitely tried to cover up as much as possible, probably with the same intentions that you got for her.
Yeah,
yourself
just
warm.
kind of. Yeah, just really, really, really trying to avoid freezing to death.
And he'll help with that however he can.
Oh, there it is. So actually, and then at this time, Haganar, while you're lighting that stove, there's actually two dwarves. They don't look like the people that work with work for the town, because there's no real established guard. It's kind of volunteers in this little outpost of Uthadurn. Couple of them walk up. What's going on in here? Like they're just like they're not holding any weapons or anything like that. They're just generally like, what in the world? Because the door is obviously kicked open, and walking past, if they peek in, you're gonna see the store that's in shambles.
And like a charred skeleton.
Yeah, charred corpse.
Oh,
Charred
God.
corpse with no teeth.
Half orc
Dude,
lighting a
that's just, like,
fire.
burn his face.
Meat's back on the menu, boys.
I just got that reference. I'm gonna say that I'm just helping an old friend and reach for the door handle to close the door, or walk over there and.
They walked in the door.
Oh, they walked in.
Yeah, the door was
Okay.
kicked open, so yeah, there was no they didn't have to open the door or anything like
Do you
that.
still close it?
God
Walk
damn,
past
there's
them
nothing
to close the
really
door.
Oh yeah, leave them in there.
Excuse me, guys. Excuse me. What do you want?
Nothing. Yeah.
But
Nothing's going on in here.
You
Let me
know, I
shut
just-
this door.
I'm just gonna, I'm gonna tell him what happened. I'm gonna tell him that we were walking past and we heard something, and the door was cracked open. We investigated. Bandits were trying to rob the place, and we took them out. And I'm going to try to place myself in front or in between them and the door. That way they can see the back door back there and see that it's open and that people in there are fumbling about, and hope that they don't make any noises to alert them. And I'm going to show them. Yeah, hopefully I think that was hopefully before. Okay. So, and I'm going to point out the, I don't know if you said if it was like a brooch or just like a symbol that,
It's like stitched onto their leather, kind of. It's like a little emblem.
yeah, I'm going to kind of try to point that out. That way maybe they can, better believe the truth. Kind of surprised I'm telling the truth here, but,
Kind of, yeah. They look around and they're just like, bandits, huh? Oh yeah. Yeah. Make sure you clean this up. You don't want the wrong person to see this. Those are some nasty people. And they kind of turn around, and the other ones, where's Miss Pelk at?
I'm not sure. One of my companions actually set out to go see if they could find her, to inform her that her shop was broken into.
Check, please.
A what check?
Perception. I like that smile.
10 with a -1.
Makes sense. That does actually. It's like, mind if we check the place out? Maybe we can help. Whatever it is you guys are still doing in here, or you're still doing in here. Sorry.
At that point, I am going to kind of stand up straight, try to kind of, punch out the guns, let my my eyes do the little static sparkly thing, and say we're all good here. Try to kind of make them get the point that it's okay. They can pretty much just leave. and kind of like glance down at the charred body, but not too like I'm gonna kill you glance, but like kind of like
Intense are you getting here?
not too intense, just kind of like a subtle like, hey, maybe you should kind of mind your own business kind of thing.
Oh, my brain's hurting. Okay. There's so many different ways I can, or not so many, but all right. They definitely look very, very suspicious and are hesitant to leave, but they do leave. Roll me a perception check as they're leaving.
Nine.
Oh.
Okay. So they're gone.
How's the fire coming?
Warm.
Who was that?
Yeah, there was some. So, quick question, real quick, Bill.
Just
Well,
as long as
no,
it's
that
good.
was probably what the perception check was for. Never mind. Uh, yeah, there was some dwarves that came in here and were asking questions, and I don't know. I don't know how well they believed me. They seemed to, they walked away. They walked away. That's the important thing. They asked about Miss Pelk, and I told them she was away, and that one of
Oh,
you guys
no.
were trying to find her. What was I supposed to say? That she's frozen solid? We need to figure out what's going on before
This
we
is
can
what I
just
What was
warned
I
you
start.
guys
supposed to
about.
tell you? That she was maybe frozen sick?
This is what I warned you guys about. That's why I said we should get out of here and go tell somebody.
We can't tell the wrong people though, because
The town's hero died from the same illness.
the mayor specifically
why
told us
don't-
that he doesn't want us alarming anybody, right?
Why
I'm
don't
alarmed.
Proteus, you search out Elro and let him know, kind of discreetly, that we've got 2 more
Blood on our
prison
hands.
people.
We've got what on our hands?
Blood on our hands.
I was gonna say a mystery.
I
was going
reckon
for
ice.
the Scooby-Doo. We've got a mystery on our hands.
I mean, I know everyone's
Oh, no,
feeling really
Fred.
tense right now, but what I would have said would have been, I don't know where Miss Pelk is, but there sure is a nice ice sculpture in there. It would have been funny. They would have enjoyed themselves.
I don't think. Never mind. Yeah.
And
I
if they
like your
didn't, then we
idea,
chop
Jacob.
their heads off.
I'd rather not.
Hey, they started
I'm
it.
gonna.
Do you know which way they went? Maybe I can smooth things over with them.
Yeah,
Why don't you let
smooth
me
them
do the
over.
talking?
Bill, did I see which way they went?
You did not.
I don't know. I'm not sure. I was.
Okay, well, maybe we should hurry this up.
All right, I'll go
Yeah.
find.
Why don't you? Yeah.
Before they come back.
But make sure you go out the way you came in, okay? You jump
Sure.
back out that window.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk out the front door. You're right.
This is why I don't like talking to people. Haganar says that, not me. Yeah.
I guess I'll go
Right.
seek out. What's his face? Dude. Ezra.
Yeah,
Elro,
easy
Ezra.
enough. Elro. Easy enough. You find. You go back to his residence. Excuse me, residence. And you make your way over to Elro's cabin. And knock on the door, and he does answer. Look like he might have been sleeping. Oh yeah. Gosh, I was like trying to remember if I said anything else important before it cut out. Yeah, no, he just looks like he was maybe not sleeping, but he just looks tired. He's like, yeah, it's what can I do for you? Where are your
We
friends
need to
at?
talk. We need to talk now.
Oh yeah, okay, come on in. He's still kind of like looking around because obviously last time he had spoken with you guys, or you, all of you, there was more than just one.
I think his first reaction would be to just start spilling out about the battle. So we got there and we went in, and there were people stealing from there. But first we went to talk to what's her
hold
face.
on, slow down. Let me. And he has, like a tea kettle and everything. He like pours you a cup of tea. Would you like a cup of tea?
2 sugars, please.
Ah. And he just kind of motions the tea a little bit closer to you. This is all I got. We don't.
All right, it'll do.
He just sets it down. Yeah. No. What's going on? Just slowly, please.
Okay, so we went and we talked to what's her name?
Augie.
Yeah, Olgi. We went and talked to Olgi, and she, the interaction there didn't go so smoothly. We basically told her we were going to kill her if she didn't give us more information. She had this frozen thing on her. Then we took that frozen thing and we stole it from her. It was a dagger. And once we stole that from her, we went to the Perks Curiosities, or whatever their name is. We went to the curiosity shop, and when we got there, there was bandits there from that group, and they were fighting, and they fought us.
One thing at a time.
I dove through a window.
You threatened to kill Kogi and stole from. Why? What's going on? Why?
So Togi is freezing to death because she had this dagger that she obtained by stealing it from Perk's Curiosities, and then Perk, with their curiosities, has bought a ton of stuff from Elro. I think you're Elro. From
Ergen, yes,
From
of course.
Ergen, yes, from
Ergen
Ergen.
always sells his wares at.
From Ergen. He bought them from Ergen, and when he bought them from him, he sold them all, and there was so many artifacts from his trip, and they for some reason they're causing people to freeze. And well, we got to Perk's Curiosities. Either way, I dove through the window heroically, and we stopped all of the bad guys, and they were very dangerous. We were very brave, all of us, especially me. And then I broke into the back room. We had to. There was her body, Perk. She was on the bed, frozen, solid. And now people are going to think that we killed them all, and we didn't. We didn't do anything bad here. This tea is actually quite good.
It is, thank you. It's I get it imported. Regardless, I guess the main thing. Well, I'm really concerned about everything you just said, but
as am I.
Yeah, this is I have to process a lot of this, but you said there were bandits in the curiosity shop, and
they have that symbol on them. I've seen it before.
Let's go. Let's take a walk. Let's go check out.
You're gonna go like that?
Curiosities.
Yeah, teach their own.
I love it.
I almost might have to have you roll some psychic damage for that on that hurt him. That stung. No. All right. Yeah. So. Yeah. And he just kind of grabs like a little bit heavier of a cloak and kind of motions towards you to walk out.
And like in the intermission, if there's like a little, like, I like to imagine like a cutaway, like a cutback, and Atlas is just like talking to himself, but like talking to the room, but really just talking to hear himself talking. He's like, If I was one of my degenerate cousins, if you could even call them that, like those lizard folk, I'm just really hungry, guys, and I just don't know what to do. I mean, we could start eating the bodies, but like, that's disgusting. I would never. But I'm just saying, I'm really hungry. We should get something to eat after this. Haganar, you look like a guy that knows your food. What do you like to eat?
There's a fire. Cook it first. So you don't get
Bodies?
sick.
Hey, do you think you could eat those teeth?
No, those are
Yeah, this is the
mine.
point
You
where
touch
Mara
the
throws
teeth,
a
and we're gonna
line.
have problems.
No, I'm asking
Yeah, I was gonna say,
I'm asking if
'cause
you could eat them.
it wouldn't be too out of character for a dragonborn and an orc to indulge in such delicacies. But
She
Mara,
is not letting that happen.
yeah.
Mara is like, nope, you can take the teeth. I don't care. Make a necklace. Like, do whatever you want. But we are not
Well,
cannibalizing these bandits before.
Hey, it's
We
not
said-
I never said
cannibalism.
I was going to.
I'm no elf, and also I said I'm not going to. I'm not a lizard folk.
He
I'm a
was
dragon
definitely
folk.
gonna eat. He was definitely gonna eat them.
Listen,
Yeah, you may be half orc, but you grew up in an orcish tribe for a little bit, so it's not something you haven't done. So
hey, listen. I'm just saying, if he takes too long and we can't leave, they're there.
You can leave. Go get some food, man. I can
Oh,
hear your
should I?
stomach growling from here.
I mean,
No, probably not. We
Oh,
should
yeah.
probably wait.
well, now you put the idea in my head.
while during the walk, Elro is just like still processing
When you guys get
everything.
there,
And
like like Atlas is gonna be like walking out the door, like, oh, just walk back in.
and he's just like, so Tolgi stole. What did you?
Oh, Togi.
This is
She's actually Hulu's cousin. The hello the bandit lady. That's her sister or cousin or something. I don't know. I heard them talking about it. I just know they're related. So the knife was actually a gift, but she said she stole it. So I'm not sure on that one yet. Not a firm lead there.
Tolgi had any family. I've really only seen her speak with people around here that, as far as I'm aware, are still here. That's news, and the more I'm finding out, I'm not happy about it. But
Well, you picked the right guys for the job. We're finding out a lot of good stuff.
I'm glad that I was able to find some people that share at least care about my concerns. But now, you said you broke into the shop, or what's anyways, and you guys are like
There was a door.
approaching, and he's still like, you could tell he's just like trying to process this between you telling him that you guys threatened Tolgi and she said something about stealing something and you stole something from her, and everything that he thought he knew is pretty much just absolutely false, but he
Before we walk in there,
Poor guy.
so the two big guys with me, they're quite powerful. So there's some bodies. They're a little charred. There's
and he kind of like, he doesn't shove past you because he's not a buff dude, but he kind of like tries to start to walk past you to the door, because I'm assuming that like once you guys were approaching, you kind of like maybe got in between him and the door or something. Yeah, he tries to kind of go around you as soon as you say bodies.
there's plenty of bodies, but yeah, you'll see for yourself.
Yeah, and he,
Careful.
well, he walks in, and right there, actually, the first thing he sees is that charred, now toothless, corpse. And would you guys have remained hanging out in the room, or now kind of in the shop area? Where would you guys have
We'd
been?
be trying to defrost this statue, I reckon. Well, that's what Mara would want
Okay.
to be doing.
Yeah, because so the
Maybe that's
stove
what
is
made
in.
Atlas so hungry. The smell of like warming flesh.
yeah.
Like I imagine, like where, like as the doors open, you're just like, listen, I'm not saying that I'm gonna eat any of these elves, but like if I have to.
He just like walks in. He's like,
I'm sitting in the comfy chair with my feet up on the
And like
table.
I'm standing up in front of the chair, like I'm like trying to explain myself to him. He's just like lounging, and I'm just like causing a scene to myself, just like
Wow.
I was going to eat this.
All the while,
yeah, like I
I'm
have one in my
stringing up
hands.
my
I'm
new
like, if
necklace.
I just wanted to take a big
But yeah.
bite.
Did you hear
Um,
me,
You
Bill?
notice Proteus
He's like,
when he's standing
what?
over there, like,
Yeah,
Just-
just
gaped, you know.
I drop it.
He faints again.
Oh.
yeah. What in the world is going? What happened in here? He's just fixated on this.
Sorry, we're all
barbecued
panicked
elf.
and hungry and just like.
He's hungry. He's the only one that's hungry.
There's no way I'm the only one that's
Oh.
hungry.
We can-
Proteus, are you
We can
hungry?
get-
Elroy.
I can eat.
We can get you some food. What happened here? Your friend
So
was
what
trying to explain
happened
things to me, and
was-
it just yeah.
I don't
There's
know
a lot
what-
of information
I
at
don't-
once.
I don't know what Proteus has told you, but what happened was we went and spoke with Tulgi. And
Yes, I gathered that, and she stole, and you stole,
informed us. She informed us that she was in possession of one of the artifacts from Iselcross,
No, we
which
stole
would be
that.
this, and I'm gonna take out the dagger and show him.
I'm gonna walk
Which
over
we
to Proteus.
Took
And
off her
I knew it
hand,
had to have been something from Iselcross. I knew it.
and then I'm gonna wrap it back up and put it away so that he
But
can't take
who
it
are
from me.
these people?
She said that that Ergin had sold the rest of his goods here, so we thought we would
Right.
ask Pelk if he had any of the other goods. And
That's when
we
you found the
got
receipt.
here, these guys were just looting this place. Like, I mean, you can see it's been trashed. So we took it upon ourselves as our civic duty to stop them.
Yeah, check it out. Oodalot bandits.
Yeah, I was gonna say Elro kind of approaches the closest intact body and kind of takes a knee and notices this emblem sewn on their chest. He's like, I knew it couldn't. There's no way someone from this town could do something like that. I can't believe Tulgi had anything to do with this. That's so out of character for her. This town
Well, this
thrives
one,
on working together. Everyone has everyone's back. We don't have the time or the resources for things like this. Shady Creek Run, you can always leave it
this
up to
one
that
over
place.
here said that Hulul from Crocker Cave sent them to retrieve these artifacts, and that Hulul is Tulgi's sister. So, not sure how much truth there is in
That's
but
another.
it's
I
definitely
don't know
worth
who
looking
this.
into.
I don't know who this Hulil character is. Your
Okay, well,
friend
we'll
here
find that out.
had
We'll get
mentioned
back
this
to you.
before. I'm not aware of any sort of family ties. I just assumed, just like most other of the people that stay here, they typically don't bring families. They stay in Uthadurn or wherever they've traveled from. This is
Oh, well,
troubling.
then do you know where Crocker Cave is?
Oh, yeah, of course. It's just outside of town to the north. That's what it was. I was gonna say I just read that. Yeah, it's not far north of town. What you said, this cousin of Tolgi's is there?
Yeah, relative of
Or
some kind.
sister? Yeah, sorry.
And we
Well-
at least I think that would be worth talking to. at some point.
Mara, can I have a
Yeah.
can I have a moment? Okay, like just kind of pull you to the side.
Sure.
All right, is this one of those times where we're supposed to deceive somebody? Like, am I supposed to be lying a little bit? Like, I don't know. I may have given too much information up. Not really sure.
Look,
I've never killed before.
what we want to do here is we don't want to scare Elra into locking us up.
Do you see the toothless corpse on the ground?
That's fine. That's
Okay. All right, so just give what we need to give information-wise and try to get us out of this.
fine. Yep.
I can do that.
And make it seem like we did the best thing possible.
You got it. So,
Process while you guys
Elro.
were talking. I was gonna say, yeah, while you guys were talking, he's kind of not like wandering far off on his own, but kind of just looking around the shop and, grabbing things. He's just like, you don't see stuff like this around here. This is awful.
Would he have noticed the big old pelksicle that we're trying to defrost on the stove?
No, he hasn't really ventured too far into the shop yet. Like he came in and that first corpse was like right there immediately. The next one was a little bit closer to the counter, I believe. But yeah, he hasn't like super gone through the place yet or anything like that. He's just kind of like looking at all the disarray, just hurt basically, because he always was like, I'm in charge of this place, but I really don't need to do much. We're pretty autonomous, and yeah, so he's just like distraught right now with what in the world's going on under his like self-appointed rule, I guess, or watch.
Okay. We'll walk up to him and I'm going to put a hand on his shoulder and I'm going to be as caring as my absolute 11 points of charisma let me be. And I'm just quietly gonna tell him, Elra, look, I'm not sure how to prepare you for this, but there's something you should see. And I'm gonna kind of unwrap those blankets and lead him over and kind of show him Pelk.
Lead him into Verla's room, Miss Pelk's room.
Would defrost Pelk on the stove. I'm not sure how far we got.
Oh, that's right. I didn't know. I meant to ask that earlier if you were trying to move her, because I think that might have been what you were getting at with the blankets. But then I thought about it, and then other stuff started happening, so I lost it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what? Because the stove was just kind of like. It's hard because, like I said, this map isn't actually a thing, so I'm looking at it to try to. But it was behind the counter, essentially, like in the shop, obviously more for the comfort of the customers, but it is close to the room. So I guess you could, if you wanted to transport her, you could have put her maybe on the counter, close on the counter to the stove, or I don't know, one of the shelves, or I'm not sure. However, you guys wanted to do that.
Whatever.
So that makes more sense that you
Yeah.
asked if he had seen the pelksicle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it probably, I guess, yeah, it wouldn't have taken very long for him.
Oh, no.
No, not again.
Uh,
Oh, there's still a
Wait.
little bit of life in these bones.
there's a little bit.
Still a few frames.
I was gonna say I can hear you guys perfectly fine, but
Yeah, we
you
lost you
all
for
are
a minute
moving
there.
like. Yeah, I was gonna say your guys' video is all good on my end, so maybe I'm just having trouble pushing video out or something. But yeah, he yeah, I say he probably was still pretty distracted with the disarray, and then venturing further in, yeah, you show him this, and he's just like broken down at this point. He's just we need to solve this. We need to figure this out. I can't have people continuing to die from this. We don't even know what this is.
I agree,
These are
Elro.
my
You picked the
people,
right guys for
kind
the
of.
job.
Okay.
The change of voice, he's just
I'm gonna look at
yeah.
at
I mean-
Elro and Okay.
with less threatening and I mean I guess I don't even know anymore. I always thought Tulgi was a fine person. I guess not.
Look, there's no reason to doubt Tulgi's. I mean, whatever she did, she was probably not intending to harm anyone with her actions.
She actually
But
might be dead now.
you should know that she's
What?
not in
You never
the
said anything
greatest
about
health.
killing her.
Oh no, we
and
didn't.
She's gonna like stamp on Proteus's foot as hard as she
Ah!
can.
What happened to
Remember when
Tulgi?
I said she had the dagger thing and it
So-
hurt her and she was getting cold from it?
Yeah. No, I don't. I'm sorry. You gotta understand. You came in here and in my house with a whole lot of words. I was not ready for that yet.
You're right.
Oh,
So she had the dagger that Mara just
Right,
showed
that-
you,
Uh-huh.
and that was on her person, and she was wrapped in blankets when we were interviewing her, and she was clearly afflicted by the same thing, and we probably shouldn't have left her be on her own, to be honest.
Okay. I'm gonna have to gather some clerics or something. I don't know. Even if
We have one.
she did do this, I have some clerics that typically work the healing of the town. You know, you save your talents, please.
And I'm gonna look at him and I'm gonna say, "So you're racist?"
No. I'm just the clerics. They work for the town.
It's okay. I don't do that sort of thing anyway. But I will say though that
no,
this
you
is
prefer to fucking fry
charcoal.
people
I like
from the inside.
I like to barbecue, man. It's you know.
You enjoy
especially when
killing?
it's cold out.
For a rotisserie man.
Anyway, you know, this is making out to be a lot more complicated and dangerous than what you had originally
Yeah.
let on.
you're
So
right.
you remember that that more gold conversation that we had at the beginning, and you told me no. I think now would be a good time to revisit that conversation.
This
Wouldn't it
this
feel
is
good
your
to just help?
concern right now. We have people dying from something. I don't even care if
All
Toby
right,
is.
I-
all right.
I understand.
So there should be there is a 1,000 gold fortune somewhere in tied up in all this. It's what Pelk paid for these goods from Islecross, and I feel like it would be more than reasonable for us to claim a part of that as an additional payment, because clearly none of us want to freeze to death while we're looking for these bandits, and we've already had to kill 5 people.
I got shot.
He
With an
he only
arrow.
sees 3 from this side of the counter. He only sees 3.
4?
Actually, maybe the
4 or 5? How many were there?
there were 5. Yeah, there were 5. So maybe see like the top half of the one that what was it? The guiding bolt killed him
Guiding
'cause he
bolt,
kind of
yeah.
just slumped down. Maybe see, yeah, but God, man, yeah, we need to go. We need to solve this. I'll get clerics to find Tulgi, to hopefully aid her. You said something about Croaker Cave. Also, the money, if you find it, whatever. I don't want anything to do with anything that he brought back from Islecross. I want my village safe. This is a trading outpost. I don't care about the money. They'll get more. Well, I want my people safe.
I need a
That's
good
what
night's
I
sleep.
like to hear.
We get our coin,
Good
you get
point.
your safe town. This is gonna work out great.
There's got to be a cure or a spell. Either way, I'll have my clerics on it. You guys should rest for the night. You mentioned Croaker Cave. I feel like what you said, Mara, that might be an important place to check. if they say this sister of Tolgi's is there, maybe, then she might have information on on a cure, possibly. I don't know, just any possible lead that you guys can follow.
All right. Well, is there anything we should know going into that? Like, are there any sea monsters that we should look out for? I
just
guess
the-
ice
Just the
monsters,
frogs.
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 Yeah, there's giant frogs, but we've never really had any. If you don't bother them, they don't bother you typically. Yeah.
Great.
Okay,
Giant frogs.
Cool. No doubt.
That's kind of how it got its name, but you guys are new here. It's okay.
That's clever. I like that.
And then yeah, so Rose is like, what? Just leave her here. I'm going to send people to collect her, and I'll go from there. You guys get some rest. I don't think I'm going to be getting anytime soon. I feel like you guys are going to end up needing it more than me, though. So he's gonna walk out, put his kind of readjust his cloak and everything like that, to go send for clerics or some people to handle the things that he was talking about. And then prior to bedding down, like there's various tents that are unoccupied. Some things that there's no official, like, doesn't look like anyone's set up there or anything like that. And just like, hey, if there's an empty tent, we have people in and out of the village obviously all the time. Don't sleep anywhere that looks occupied, but be our guest. And then then he walks off.
Proteus, you said you could eat, right? We should get something to eat.
As soon as he leaves, you turn to Atlas and be like, okay, now you can eat the elf.
Proteus is just going to be staring in the distance.
1,000-yard stare over there.
Yeah.
Hey, said you were hungry.
Yeah.
You know what? You
Hungry.
look like you could use a drink too. You did drink the other night, but you should start. You should really start.
Sure.
All right, Mr. Buzzkill.
I feel strange, confused.
You are strange.
I want to be, a symbol of change and hope, but I don't feel much hope right now, and I know they need us here, but I'm afraid of what's going to happen.
Well, you know what always quells my fear and gives me hope?
What's that?
Ale.
Killing somebody.
Took the words right out of my mouth.
Killing somebody.
Maybe after I
I'm
kill
not
them.
gonna let them know which of those two answers I've gone with either.
Moral of the story: you need to get drunk and kill somebody, because one of
Maybe-
those will give you your answer.
Then
Basically.
who should I kill? Do we go finish Togi off? I don't really know what to do in this situation.
Sure, if you want to, you go right ahead. I will watch.
Right now, maybe we could all murder some food.
Yeah.
There you go. You can go find a
I really don't
chicken,
need anything else.
Now she's
find
speaking
a
my
chicken, cut
language.
his head off,
Surprise.
and yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can make your way to one of the few remaining like little parties, little wakes going on. See if they have any food, or there's it's not so much of a tavern. It's kind of like a setup, like a outside type of like a fruit
Like a
stand,
fair
maybe.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, like a fair. There's a counter, And then there's, like sacks of grain. There's some barrels back there, and it looks like they're kind of like the dwarf. Looks like he's kind of not packing things up, like he's not almost done, but like things are kind of slowing down. Obviously, there's parties and stuff that are dying down, and just, all right, probably not that many people going to be coming. And for brevity's sake, if you guys want food, you guys are able to get food, and then anything else after that before a long rest.
Oh yeah, I get a lot of food.
Like some like Goku style eating.
Yeah.
So, what was I gonna say? Does a long rest heal you back to full health?
Full
Yes.
health. And then, I mean, you guys didn't take a short rest, I don't think, but in the event that you didn't, I don't remember, you get half of your total hit dice back if you used any.
Mhm.
Spell slots restored. Any class
kind of cleric
features
are you?
like
Yeah,
keep
that's
Tempest.
Yeah, so that's a dawn thing still.
So what?
Oh, for the spell slots and everything.
Yeah, for the Tempest cleric, it would restore at dawn.
Right. Yeah. I mean, just the for the long rest type of deal. I
Such a
I guess I
move, but-
forgot about that, but
Listen, if
yeah.
there's not a button for it on D&D Beyond, it doesn't count.
Right. It doesn't.
There-
I
there's-
think Proteus
Yeah. There's no.
There's no
There's no dawn
sunrise
button,
button.
Yeah.
I think Proteus would just grab something, throw it down, maybe grab a glass of wine and sit there with it to at least make everyone think he's drinking. And then he'd find a corner, start playing his fiddle, and play like the most hopeful song he can think of.
I like to think Atlas gets like pretty drunk, but like it's not like it's not like it's an unfamiliar level of trash. Like you're like, okay, he probably does this every night. Just
Yeah,
that old guy like barfly kind of deal. You're like, he's here all the time.
Oh, what was I just about to do? Sorry, I got sidetracked because I was gonna try to do something cool and play some music through Roll20 for you guys, but then I'm like, wait, I don't think they're gonna hear it on the Discord anyways. So,
Right.
anyways, what was the last little bit right there? Because I was trying to read and listen at the same time. It don't work too well.
Oh, I was
That
just
on me.
talking about him getting kind of like old man, like barfly dude, kind of
You're like a
drunk.
regular.
Yeah, he's just like you're like he does
Professional
this.
alcoholic.
Yeah, you're like he's been drinking a lot, but like you can't tell if he's drunk or if this is just how he is. Like he's just been
He was
there.
pretty
We had a
casual.
guy like
Yeah.
that. He was awesome.
Okay, yeah, so you guys finish that out. Head to, some unoccupied tents and try to do the best you can to get some rest tonight. I'm sure most of you probably sleep all right. Maybe not all.
One thing I want
Looking
to,
at you, Proteus.
I want to talk to you afterwards, Bill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't do it. What was it?
so it's yeah.
Yeah, and so that's where we're gonna call it tonight. It was not the smoothest, but not the worst. There's obviously always room for improvement on the DM side, even if you're amazing. There's always things that can be done better. So I'm excited for anybody watching this to watch us, like Katie had mentioned before, watch us, grow as a group, as a DM, as a party, whatever. It's gonna be fun.
You role played the frozen chick better than Matt Mercer's ever played a role in his life.
Yeah, I did like that. That was enjoyable.
5-star performance.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I
like,
realized that I was yelling, and there might have been, what was it? I think Dean's wife and my nephew were right behind him, sleeping in bed, and I was yelling, and I'm like, oh well, no one said anything the next day, so it was good.
Well then.
But no, I had a
But
good
yeah,
time.
that was fun.
Yeah.
I'll give it away to you, Brian, Mr. Dapper, Stretch the Smith. My DM duties are relinquished as of now.
Send
Until
it
next
on
week.
home, baby.
So, well, thank you again for anyone that tunes in, anyone that's joined us. Last minute thoughts here. I just want to say, I think this party's got a really cool composition. The orc is
awesome.
is cool. The dragonborn's neat. Having that monk drow is, I think, just a cool combination to begin with. But two, just the fact that she's everyone's such an antagonist to Proteus's fucking demeanor that I think that's very entertaining. So thanks for letting me just be a nerdy little bitch, through the whole thing. And I'm enjoying the dynamic of this party. I'm having a lot of fun, and I hope that anyone actually enjoys this dynamic we have going here. It's a very unique campaign setting because it's so new to the world of D&D. I also think it's cool because it's such a contrast to the other campaign that we are running. We have a very unique set of characters in that campaign, and it's got a very dark over feel to it. This even has a lighter feeling to it, I think, this game, and a little more classic fantasy setting in its mindset. So I think that's cool. But overall, no, I just want to thank anyone that's going to watch this. Like, subscribe, do all the YouTube stuff. And until next time, unless anyone else has anything to say.
Yeah, we didn't talk about it at all, but I'd like to say you've done an excellent job on this new layout. It looks very beautiful, and the people will see that for the first time in this episode. So hope you guys liked it, because I like it a lot. And
really cool.
Other than that,
thank you.
Yes.
All right, cool. Thanks, guys. And until next time, then, stay dapper.
Stay dapper.
All right, what was that about D&D Beyond?
So D&D Beyond. We have D&D Beyond has a really cool combat tracker. You can go in there. You can set up your enemies, anything that you own in the D&D compendium. You can put it in there. You can homebrew your own creatures, throw them in there as well. So once you build that out, you can auto roll initiative for all the enemies, and then place your players' initiative in order. You can track hit points and everything else right through that combat tracker, and each round of combat as it passes.
Wow, that sounds like such an excellent tool. Perfect for any game of Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition. Whether you're playing
as a matter of fact, it is.
Whether you're playing at home or online with friends like us.
Right. It doesn't matter where you are. D&D Beyond is always accessible via an app where you can access any of the source books that you own, or you can go directly to their website, which does have a very nice mobile interface.
It does. We played with D&D Beyond. We played with D&D Beyond through the website on iPads and whatnot. It was very, very excellent for our live sessions, like live in-person sessions.
Yep. Mm-hmm. So I highly suggest D&D Beyond to anyone that would ever be interested in it.
Wow.
By the way, we are not sponsored.
Thanks, D&D Beyond.
Thank you, D&D Beyond.
Don't know it yet. They're gonna eventually. Because who better to sponsor than a bunch of people that nobody knows about yet? They can then D&D Beyond can be like, I knew about Dapper DnD before it was cool.
So should I throw this at the end of the episode, or?
Like some outtakes, man.
Bloopers. There you go.
Yeah.
Oh man, don't remind us of the outtakes from last night.
Oh no.
Man, I wish that was recording. That was so
I don't.
Oh, it would have been so good. Do you want to go again, or you want to go number 9? I'm a head out. You guys want anything from Cork and Bell? What you want, bro? Number 6 large, number 6 medium, no dip.
We got a side YouTube channel, actually. It's called Was it Dapper ASMR drive-through edition? Oh man.
I want to know dick in that.
Yeah,
That was
no,
what we got
yeah.
stuck on last night.
Fucking yeah, Dapper Dungeons and Dragons and drive-ins and diners and dives.
Hi, I'm Guy Fieri.
Oh,
Yeah.
Can we
Another
fucking get
future
Guy
content.
Fieri on the fucking cast? That's the goal. That's the goal. We're gonna get this. We're gonna get him
Yeah.
on for a fucking one shot.
One shot, yeah. No, I'm gonna play him as a character in a one shot.
Oh, dude, the campaign's set in Flavor Town.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
Oh my god.
Oh,
that was good. That was good. I'm done. I can't build on that.
Hell yeah. Okay.
I'm
Do you
actually
want?
sweating again?
Do you want to start?
No, 1 second.